Hello, I am the Roninpawn, and welcome to a twitch.tv/Roninpawn livestream on cathearinmymouth.tv/Roninpawn. Welcome! How the hell do I coincidentally load Chrome right before you start streaming? Asked Kenneth. Well, I'm watching you. And everyone. Always. It's very tiring. Welcome to Kerbal Space welcome to the stream. We're going to be doing some Kerbal Space Program here today, boys, friends, girls, lovers, peoples, trues. Where is it? It's over here. I never preload Kerbal. I just kind of want you to see the nightmare. I've been having a good time in Kerbal. I've been having a good time bitching, whining, pissing, moaning, complaining about Kerbal. And, you know, playing the game. I genuinely do enjoy the game, if there's any question as to that. I genuinely enjoy the game. It is a fun game to play, and it is a poorly made game. This is my opinion. It is correct. So that helps. But let's get into Kerbal. What are we doing? I can't get it off the mind either when I'm... Yeah, shut up, Discord. I can't get it off my friggin' mind. You know, when I'm not playing Kerbal, it just keeps coming up, like, what are we gonna do next? What's the next thing? How the hell do you make fucking comms networks work? What the fuck's going on? I just can't stop. I just can't. It's time for Pawn Rants V2, Volume 2, Episode 4. A bit. And in fact, it's Volume 2 of the third iteration of all the Kerbal content that I've made. It's shocking. It's shocking when I look back and see, like, there's things I don't even remember doing, you know? Because now I was actually just trying to scratch Minmus off of my screen there. I reached up and I was doing that because I was like, what's that little dot there? There's Kerbin, there's the moon. I got a little coital, just, there's specks on my screen. I was scratching Minmus off my screen. But yeah, no, especially, you know, having someone in my life, relatively newly, you know, you go through the whole, have you seen this? Oh, this is the thing that I did. Oh, let me see the thing that you, oh, that's cool. You do all that, and I end up, like, pulling up things from you know, the past, and just searching myself in Kerbal and going, oh, yeah, I did the barn thing with the, Sarah McLachlan, oh, yeah. Little Magnets with a sub. How is it? It feels like some of y'all are managing to subscribe multiple times throughout the month. Is this your third subscription this month, Little Magnets? How many times have I gotten an emote from you this month from a subscription? Double up, double up. Thank you for the Pride Penguin. Oh, there is a pride penguin, so the other one really was a dolphin. Okay, he's a very fat-faced penguin, and he's kind of... Oh, and he's falling off. Alright, it's a thing that Twitch does. Welcome to Kerbal, everybody. We're going to be doing Kerbal Space Program today, if I hadn't mentioned. It would have been weirder if you had scratched Minmus off. I mean, today, it would be nice if we could scratch Minmus off the list of things to do. Not really, like, off entirely. Minmus is fun to go to, but I'm waiting for the game to give me, you know, Minmus missions. It would be fun. I think before they're going to give me a Minmus mission, I probably need to actually land and come off of the Bleeding Moon. Which, we've landed it twice. Haven't quite managed the finishing up part of that, the leaving the moon.
To land on the moon and return finally.
That's what we, that's what I want to do here today, if it's possible, if we can. What the hell is that? We'll look at it another day, anyway. In Mission Control, we do have one available contract. Our Explore the Moon mission contract, still sort of waiting for that completion there. Am I running out of time, or is this is infinite, right? I can take as many years as is necessary for me to do the damn thing, because it's taking years. 72,000 to return from Kerbin from the surface of the moon, but we have completed land on the moon multiple times. Is there, so we've got surveys and surveys of moons, of places, a satellite in polar orbit of Kerbin, satellite in equatorial orbit of Kerbin, at 6 million. It is, by the way, surprising. We did, last live stream, we did some satellite missions, and I always forget how much Delta V it takes to, you know, create a high orbit around Kerbin. Because you just get used to, like, going to the moon and stuff, and it's like, the moon's kind of a one-way shot, and then you get a gravity assist to come home or go wherever you're going, and it's not that much Delta V, really. Get out of, you know, Kerbin's atmosphere and then burn for a bit and you're at the moon. It's no big deal, but you try and set up a 3 to 6 million circularization orbit around Kerbin, and it costs a fair whack of Delta V to do that, unless you're smart enough to go out to the moon and use the gravity and things like that, but I'm not, so we don't. Space data from around moon seems like a good deal. Is there let's see, science data from around the moon. It's worth 23 grand, transmitter recover data from space around the moon, and here's the thing, friends. We are, I don't know if you've noticed or not, 15,569 Kerbins, because we've upgraded the VAB. Did that last time. So we have enough money to launch one ship, and we could be pushing against that, so we need to take a contract so that we can get in advance, so that we can have enough money to launch the ship, and if it doesn't go well, we're kinda effed. In fact, I might want to take, like, just the one that gives me the biggest advance here. Instead of doing something that I could actually do on the way. Who gives me money before we go? Because I kinda need cash. What are you doing? Satellite in a specific orbit of the moon. Now, that's a good advance. It's a healthy advance, and we might be able to do that. Oh, they want a bunch of shit on it, Science Juniors. But we might be able to do that as we go to the moon and then try and come home. Except for that side, we could leave the Science Junior on the surface. But, you know, we could send a probe, unmanned probe with an antenna can generate power, reach the designated orbit, have a thermometer on the satellite, have a Science Junior, maintain stability. We can do that on the way, and it would give me enough money that if it took us like 3 ships, we could probably launch 3 ships to get her done. That might be the smart way to go. Let's look at what it actually is in the tracking station. What actually is this moon oh shit, there's multiples. I mean, one way or another, both of these are doable. I think it's going to be that one. I could be entirely wrong. So this is for R&D department, and this is for Probodyne Inc. Either of those are doable. This one would be easier. They're both going around the moon in the direction that we want to come in at the moon, so that's fine. And also, they've turned the moon into a 1950s atom depiction. So there's that. So wait, the one that's equatorial is Probodyne. That's the one that I would like. And if there's 2 of them and they give the same relative advance, then then that would make sense. What's happening? I'm new to KSP and this channel, says Meemog. We're gonna go to the moon. We're gonna possibly put a satellite and we're gonna just sit in a position that they want, and they'll give us money for it for 10 seconds. Then we're gonna land the moon. Then we're gonna come home off the moon, and then we're not gonna explode an atmosphere. That's the plan that I'm building today. So Probodyne with the not Kerbin, satellite and polar orbit of Kerbin. That's a completely different. Oh, that's Kerbin. Specific orbit is this for Probodyne right there, and they will give me only 20,000. But they also don't want me to drag the Science Junior up. It's just a thermometer. This is the one. This is the one. Despite the fact that it's not paying us quite as much, it's also not asking me to drag the stupid friggin' Probodyne up, or not the stupid friggin' Science Junior up. So yeah, just a thermometer, designated orbit, probe, antenna, power, done. Done. I'm in. Seems like a good plan. Meemog, where to start? Thanks, Chrome, for crashing exactly as I post that message. By the way, everybody, KSP is on sale on Steam right now. You can get the base game and expansion packs for about 26 USD. Mine came with a free cluster truck and $5, about $5 for cluster truck, and $5 off your first $30 purchase during the sale. What? Real? How? No. Is this... Are they using my branding? What's going on? Cluster truck and KSP? This has gotta be... I didn't get... Morty, where's my check? That's not right. How high is that equatorial orbit satellite at Kerbin? They were both around 250K. Oh, the high equatorial... I looked at the one, I was happy with the one. Equatorial orbit satellite at Kerbin, that was actually like 6 million on both sides. That's... It takes so much Delta V to get that high. I mean, if I came back... We're fine? We're fine, we're gonna do this. Before we do, okay, we're gonna need to, like, put an antenna on this ship. And wouldn't it be nice if it fucking worked? So, here's all you need to do in Kerbal Space Program to make the comms network, usable. You just wanna... Hang on. You just wanna download this spreadsheet here, and then figure out what the fuck is even going on in this spreadsheet here that somebody had to build in order to make it so that you could figure out what antenna you need for communication, because KSP's ComNet is fucking shit. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. KSPJT, thank you for the subscription. 6 months. Thank you so much. I just look for a cheap game that interests me to get up to the discount points. Get up to one. Alright. Well, we should do that. There should be like a Roninpawn Kerbal cluster truck deal. You know, go to my link and sign up to, and then I get like $2. I don't even know how to use this. I just remembered that this was a thing. Last time I was shouting into the heavens that this comm system, the ComNet, KSP ComNet, is so obtuse and ridiculously overcomplicated, and I remembered that this existed. Somebody made this spreadsheet to try and help you figure out what the fuck is going on, and I don't know, I still don't know what's going on. Because, like, the ship that we set up last time had a Communitron 16 on it. It was relaying to a vessel that I believe had the HG5 on it, which was acting as a relay. And we've got Deep Space Network 2, which you could just kind of barely see, but it's the 2. So all of this says that I should be able to communicate, you know, anywhere. But I don't get why the Communitron wouldn't talk to the HG5, even though it's got a 5 million power and it's the first relay satellite, if it won't work in, you know, 3 million kilometer apoaps over Kerbin while I'm passing by within 2 million and it still won't communicate, then what the fuck is the point of that relay? And I got 2 of them on it, which means it should be double bid. Yeah, I should be doing this. There's another one. There's also which one is this? HG5. There's 2 of them on the fucking thing, and I still don't. So yeah, I don't know. I legitimately tried to figure out what wasn't working with KSP ComNet to understand it. I spent, you know, 15-20 minutes reading and looking, and I still don't get it. I still don't get it. Relay troubles again, Pawn? No, just still bitching about them from last time. Maybe it was missing some lines of shite or something, and it wasn't. Like, there were multiple places in... Anyway, so if we're going to do a land on the moon mission, we had already made this one for that purpose. Alright, and now that we've upgraded the VAB, I am no longer 30 parts count limited, I can have 255. That's right, we're 8 bits worth of, worth of parts I can have now. Yeah, what are we doing then? I don't know, I gotta, I gotta ease in. I feel like we just jumped right in head first into Kerbal. I haven't even started bitching about ComsNet yet. Guys seem like you were talking about actual rocket science. Yeah, Mimog, in a game that's actual, and it is, and it's like, you could tone it down a little bit, fuck's sake, not put a comms network in where you need to know how many million, and I don't even know because it says 5M. Are we talking about megawatt power range, or are we talking about 5M million kilometers, million meters rather, what's being said there? They couldn't be bothered to put a second letter. If it would have been M and then little case M, 5 million meters, but it's 5M and then a W, 5 megawatts. But no, it just says 5M, so now I gotta go reading. And then I do the reading, and I still don't fucking understand. Fuck, I'm here, says a guy called Jim. Jim, welcome! Just in time for me to bitch about comms now. Your relay satellite needs at least 2 HG5, it has one, and your victim probe needs at least 1 deployed 16 or 16S, it has one. Your relay also needs line of sight with a ground station, or a relay with line of sight to ground station, and LOS with a probe, and it did! It's 3 million above it, and it's in geosynchronous orbit. That one was. And then there's another one that wasn't in geosynchronous orbit, so we've got, extra chances to be able to, there's gotta be a ground station on an entire side of the planet down there. It doesn't. Fucking. Anyway, this one comes back. I don't know if this one comes back. Let's find out what we're gonna name this. So it's gonna be apparently the 14th craft when I'm done building it. We'll start with this because this one was already built to land on the moon and had enough delta V, it just had a tendency to topple in the atmosphere. So we did a couple of flips, and then we didn't have the delta V anymore. So this is the Mooner Come Backer. The first of its kind. That's what it's gonna be once we're done with it anyway. Save it, and let's start making it. I forgot to get food and Domino's already closed. Ah, Jesus. What are we gonna do then? Could order from Papa John. Papa John's? Can't support that fanatically Christian organization. Did you try turning it off and on again, says Meemog. I didn't try that. We could try that. Don't forget you have to keep account for the launch pad's weight capacity. The launch pad is upgraded as well. We have 140 tons available. So we're fine. Now we've got VAB and launch pad all upgraded, ready to do a thing. So let's restage this, and let's also, well, all right. We're gonna need to do some delta V calculations here, as I recall. For coming back, it would just be that, do we have a thermometer on board? We're gonna need that to complete our contract. So we've got a barometer on this side. We've got a thermometer on that side. We've got a Science Junior, or no, we've got a GooPod as well. We've also got the little antenna, which apparently is worth fucking balls to him. He doesn't do shit. So I might rip that off. And, just replace it with the HG5 high gain, which is 0.07 tons instead of 0.005 tons, so it has a significant weight to it that's gonna kind of fuck us up. It's also going to have its own aerodynamic drag as we come up, which is going to, take a ship that already wanted to spin over and make it even harder to control. So, as we have mentioned before, or Jim mentioned before, shit sucks. Shit sucks. I would like to, I'm gonna set you aside because I would like to have, since we are no longer parts count limited, I'm willing to have 2 of these, so I don't have to work quite as hard to make sure that we're sun facing as we're going up. But for the contract, which is, first we're gonna put this into orbit. We take it up, put it in orbit around the moon, get, qualify it for what it wants us to do there, then we land, and then we come off. So it needs a little bit more delta V than we had planned for in the first place, but not much, because really that thing is on our way. But we need a thermometer, we need unmanned probe, antenna generates power. All of those things will be done, and then that's it. Okay, I'm just triple checking that because I have been effed over by not bringing the right things at the right time too many times before. I'm playing vanilla, no mods, says Maxim. Papa John's closes in 2 minutes. Quick, what do I order? You order, like, nothing, because they're not gonna make you a pizza if they're closing in 2 minutes, alright? They don't do, that's not, who would do that? Who would ask them to do that? What kind of a jerk would ask Papa John's to, you know what? I'm just gonna have to put you, I'd only need one of you. I could have two, but Jesus. I'm just gonna put you under there, and then this thing is gonna be a little bit down. And in, if we could have it in a bit. It's a little bit penetratey, but it's fine. So if we had that in and down, and if I brought you up to there, I got more room. I can just make this a little bit more sensible. Now, it's imbalanced weight, so coming back in atmosphere is also going to be an issue. So long as we have power, though, we will have so little, like, weight to this thing, I should be able to SAS and hold us on retrograde the whole time with the power of these reaction wheels that we've got in there, because we've got 5.0 in terms of reaction wheel power on all the axes, and that'll be a little tiny lightweight nothing, so we should be able to re-enter atmosphere. Maybe the antenna explodes, but, you know, who will give a shit at that point, I guess, is what you could say. It's going to be poorly weighted, it's going to be improperly aerodynamic, it's the perfect sort of a ship for me. Now, in vacuum, the upper stage here, just this, has 3,174 meters per second. We need the delta V to come off of Kerbin from sea level. So right now we're looking at 2,600 delta V. We want more than that. I don't want to spend much of what's in the satellite and probe on the way up, or to complete circularization. I want to be very near to done when we get there. So that being the case, I'm going to be fighting my own TWR, though, is going to be the issue here. 1.23 and then only 1.17 to try and push this up with the swivel. Now, this is where we could get cheesy. We could get really cheesy. This would make it less likely for us to actually complete the damn thing. I could just stick some extra thuds on there. That might be the better way to go, but let's buy into the Reliant. The Reliant doesn't have gimbling, or at least not much gimbling if it has any at all, which means it just sort of drives you up. And for a craft that we know has a tendency to flip in the wind, that's probably not the best idea, but it does have more TWR. It has more thrust for less weight, I guess is the concept there. It puts out more power, and that means that we suddenly have a 1.69 TWR on the transfer stage, because it's way more powerful. So what we could do to try and make that still work is I could add winglets, and or I could also give it side-mounted thuds. So snapping to on, and then I would want 2 of you, 1 on either side. And that, because now we're carrying a lot more weight, we don't need the TWR. What is going on here? You fire, and then nothing's breaking off. You're supposed to be the first stage. The staging is all broken now. So if all of you happened at once, then that's 1,803 meters per second of delta V from that stage. These do have gimbling. They've got some pretty significant gimbling to them. So those would give us the control we want. We have incredible TWR, which is way overkill for this. Just having you on is 1.45 and 1.24 off the pad. So here's what I'd like to do, and I don't know if it would work, but if I used fins that have control surfaces on them, then we could use those to act as our, gimbling in atmosphere anyway, while we're in atmosphere. So if there were 3 of you guys on, you could do the gimbling for us and be able to steer us and have some control over it as we're pushing up. Yeah, and then we'd have TWR of 1.42 when we switched over, 1.23 off the pad, and I can bring that up because we have limited those. Let's go to just under 1.4. They're going to get us going a little bit too fast, regardless of how I set them up, but that's maybe 1.35, actually. 3.4, alright. Those fins look like they're clipping. I think the boosters will explode them. They're not clipping, but yes, the boosters absolutely could explode them. You're not wrong there. Let's, make sure that these... Alright, that's not what I wanted, but these are low enough that we'll be sitting on them. And then, how far away can I get where they're technically still touching? They are. We could replace the SRBs with smaller variants and have 3 of them, instead of these 2 big sons of bitches. And that's probably the better idea. They will break off a little bit easier, and they'll probably not burn as long and hard, I don't know. But this is probably the better idea. So if I had 3 of you, like so, because I think when we were building this originally, we were building it because of parts count limitation, which now we don't have, so we don't have to labor under that difficulty, that added difficulty. So let's have you good and low. And then let's have you good and low, because, as I say, I would love to be sitting on this when we're out on the pad. We're still not sitting on it, but you've got some room to come down. Now we're sitting on those on the pad, okay? And the delta V of that setup is 671 with a 2.38 TWR, so we would want that to come way the hell down. 1.68, keep going. 1.52, keep going. 1.38, I can deal. I can deal with that. Might as well, since this craft does have a tendency to topple, might as well do the aerodynamic thing, give him some nose cones. So at this point we have 2,668 meters per second of delta V. I feel like that's exactly where we started, and we just changed the way that the craft is built, but we're still kind of aft. The thing to bear in mind when calculating delta V for your lifter stage, though, is that this is delta V at sea level. As you go up, as your altitude increases, the TWR changes, because you have less atmosphere to push against as you go. So at 12 kilometers, we're showing, 2,348 meters per second of delta V. In fact, we would probably be dropping the SRBs at around 8 kilometers, maybe. And that tells us that our next liquid fuel stage... No. Our next liquid fuel stage would have, at that height, 2,298 meters per second, whereas at sea level it only has 2,000. So that's a lot of liquid fuel, and that should really get us there. That should get us almost to orbit, if not a full orbit. It only gets better from there. And then we make sure that we drop this back into the atmosphere, we destage everything below here, and we switch over to our little transfer fella, who will be exclusively in vacuum, and his TWR, because he'll be exclusively in vacuum, is 3,100 meters per second. Now, just to be clear on what we need here for getting to the moon, look at the delta V map. 3,400 to come off. If we assume the lower stage takes care of that entirely or almost entirely, we need... Give me a calculator. I'm sick of doing this math in my head, but over and again. We need 860 plus 310 plus 580, 1,750 once we're in orbit. And that's to land it. And then to return, we're going to need another, let's say, 750. Let's say 750. So that's 2,500 in order to land it. If that's 2,500, and if we can actually put this thing into space, while maintaining the 3,174 meters per second, then we should have enough delta V to screw up a lot and still make it work, is the idea. We're going to stop in orbit to do the equatorial, or to get a satellite position kind of thing, so that's going to be some delta V we lose. The ideal landing on the moon for 580 usually costs more like 700 to 800 for me, because just trying to touch down is very difficult. Trying to just finally set the son of a bitch down is very difficult. I tend to do cartwheels. But this is capable. I would be more comfortable if there was a little bit more fuel on the landing stage. But we're so close to, this just barely making orbit. I don't think I want to mess with it. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so let's check everything because I think I'm happy with this.
Why not round up the cost of the ship to an even 20k?
Oh god, we wouldn't be able to launch this a second time. Even with the money that I've got right here, it's 16,922 right now, and it's 29,000 is what I've got in the bank. After I launch this, I will not have the money to launch this again. So basically, if we fail on this launch, then we have to focus on just sending a probe up to do the one half of the mission where we just put a satellite in orbit. We should be able to clear that part of the mission, no doubt, and that will give us the money that we need to launch another one if this doesn't work. We just need this to get up and into orbit. And since this is hard mode, I don't revert, and that's why we spend so much time sitting here, you know, twiddling Dixie, whistling our thoughts. So we fire all 3 of these boosters, we drop all 3 of these boosters as we kick onto the Reliant. And then when that's out, we switch to that one, dropping the lower stage, switching to that liquid fuel. When we're coming back, we break this off. We've got a parachute underneath the nose cone. All is well for the Mooner Comer Backer. Save this, and get ready to launch. Tourists? What's the difference in hard mode, says Meemog. There's a number of things that are different. It's important to have, when you're launching a probe, especially like I'm doing, it's important to have communication with ground bases. They have to have a line of sight and be able to transmit their antenna to you. In hard mode, you have less of those across the surface of Kerbin. Also in hard mode, you're not supposed to quick save and quick revert. So the game has an F5 and an F9, and I've just F5'd. We're playing it hard mode. I do have the ability, because I changed the settings, to revert in case the game crashes, because it very often does. But it means that if things go wrong on the mission, I'm stuck with it. I have to, like, fly it out. If somebody dies, they die. Valentina Kerman is researching unobtainium on an island in the Kurlantic Ocean. And we haven't heard from her since that mission where we lost contact and then saw a big in the sky. But we're sure that she's okay, because marketing. You can't buy me, hot dog man.
Tell Houston to grab me some tequila on his next run, thanks.
Okay, I'll let him know. Oh god, the frame rate. Alright, so we're gonna SAS on, we're gonna throttle to full, and this is a test too. Can the Reliant engine, which is what we've got on here, be used to push this up, having given it fins with control surfaces to act as our vector, or as our gimbal? Is that going to be enough to get her done, at least while we're going up, and then once we're out of the denser atmosphere, it takes over from the reaction wheels, you know, being able to pull us around and things. That's the hope, anyway. This would be a very nifty kind of idea for a craft, you know, if it actually fucking works, is what I have to say about that. We're good. We're good. It's hard mode. I sit and I wonder and I think and I worry. Houston?
Yeah, Vaughn, you ready to launch?
I have a request.
Oh, okay. I'm actually not doing karaoke anymore.
That's good, because I never really enjoyed your singing voice. No. It was Dramatian, I believe, wanted you to pick him up some, was it tequila?
I don't... Listen, I'm not a barista anymore. I don't do coffee runs. I don't just go get other people's things, okay? I went to college to be a rocket engineer. I'm sitting in a tower counting backwards from 3. I already feel a little bit like I sort of, you know, missed the moon.
Well, you should have aimed higher then, and then you would have hit the moon.
Shut up. In 3, 2, 1, fire!
And we're off and away. Very slowly, with whatever TWR it is that it says right there. 1.4. It's not bad. It's not bad, and, you know, we're... Mainly we have a lot of things stuck in our throat. We're going, you know, straight up, and I don't really want to mess with it until we're out of the denser atmosphere. We have already spent half of our solid fuel, and we only have made 1 kilometer at this thrust-to-weight ratio. But we're also making speed at a reasonable figure here. You know, I don't want to get up to 300 meters per second on the solid fuel if I can avoid it. So, I should be turning down a little bit, or at least angling down to the east. I'm going to try that. Nope, shouldn't have tried that. Should not have tried that. Okay. Yep. Nope, we're fine. Just dropping those. Now we should have more control. Vector. Okay, yep, just wanted to scrub a little bit of speed there, I guess, coming up. Full engines, and we've got good speed. Those lasted until, what would you say, 5,500, 6K? That wasn't bad. I do need to, like, angle you down a little bit. I need you to turn down a little bit the ball. We're starting to come up on 10 kilometers, so I'd like you to, yep, if you could just, no, you don't need to rotate is the thing. You could just go down the ball a bit at 300 and something. I'm going to actually slow us down even more. I don't want this thing to topple. We already nearly did. And also, I want to be turning down the ball, you know, more than this. Okay? So pull down the ball, please. Keep limiting your speed here, because I need this to be an efficient comeuppance and upcomance. Okay, yep. Pull down the ball. Wow. There is stability, if not control authority, in this build, but it's fine. It's working for us. Just gonna pull. Hey, let's pull up the purplies and see. Our Apoaps is already at 50 kilometers because I'm not turning down the ball because I'm terrified of this craft. Slow down even more, Pawn. Even more. Because I want you to be getting some of this orbit as we go. It's 64. We didn't. We absolutely didn't. We're way too high on the ball. This is not an efficient attempt at orbit. We are at 71.8 kilometers, and I'm just going to have to take what I've got there. We've still got a third of our liquid fuel, however. So it's going to do a lot of work for us, especially in vacuum. It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Without atmosphere, you're getting less and less control now. You have no gimbal. Right, now it's basically completely the reaction wheels and the tip of the ship is all we have at this point. I do, yeah. What do you want? Mystery goo observation? No. We'll save it for the moon. Surely there's an asteroid or rather an impact crater that we haven't already taken the data from after landing there multiple times. Alright, so this was a very, very bad... we're just coming up into space, and then... But it got us here. So... Quit looking at me. Quit looking at me. Alright, so we have some control authority. Let's get down just above the horizon on the nav ball to be ready for this Apoaps burn. Oh, good. More, yeah, dropping more goo in my toilet. Alright, so we're in space right now. This engine does have quite a bit of power, so I think I will let the Apoaps get right up on our face before I nose down even more, and then burn. Okay, the Apoaps will fall behind us a little bit unless I nose up a bit. I'm nosing up a bit, I'm nosing up a bit, I'm nosing up a bit more. I'm nosing up, we come down pretty fast in this craft, Pawn. You didn't, come on. More, pull that Apoaps back, for the love of God. Pull it, okay, that's gonna come back for us now. That will do it. Just gonna nose up a little bit more. The Apoaps is falling, but the periaps is rising, and I had wanted for most of this orbit to be done by the time we switch to this part of the vessel, and it definitely isn't. Pull up a little bit more, keep that Apoaps with you, you're still losing height. What is our height right now? 71.0. We're fine, the Apoaps is coming back to us. We're leaving a lot of Delta V in orbit around Kerbin that I didn't want that to be the thing that happened. But it happened. Oh, has it happened? It just means that I'll have to fly even better on the rest of this mission, which is fine, because I'm so good at the game. Nose down. Yep. Where's our periaps? It's coming up. We'll see how much Delta V we have after this circularization, whether or not we think we can actually make it. Okay, periaps is about to appear. There it is. We've got a periapsis. And it is coming up. The apoapsis is running away on me. Don't need that. Okay, we've got ourselves a circularization. 73 by 71. And how much delta V we got left? 2,377 meters per second. This one doesn't come off the moon either. Does it? I'll just double check with our, if I subtract the 750, it was 1750 with landing. Let's add it all up again. 860 to get there, 310, 580. That's for landing, but the 580, really, you need to put another 200 at least on there for just trying to land the damn thing. So it's more like 1950 to land, and then to come off, we would assume, like, we got to do the 580 to get back off the moon, and then you need, like, another 150 or 200 at least to come off of it. So it's a 600 plus 2, let's say 7, another 750. We needed 2,700 delta V in order to go and land. No, we can't come back. Just get the orbit. You need money. Yes, I do. We're going to have to go out to the moon. Hey, maybe it will act as an extra relay satellite if we leave it in orbit. And it'll have a fair whack of extra delta V on it for doing additional moon missions if they have, like, temperature scans that don't require a new probe to be built. We could do that. It's not all bad. Just a lot of it is bad. It's the third successful launch that we're still not going to come off the goddamn moon. Loving it. You're going to the moon and back? That's hard, though. Yeah. The back part is the hardest so far for me. Let's open up our chambers, and let's also put out our antenna. Okay. Is there anything else that I would do here? You would click on this guy and you would say hibernate and warp auto, so that when we warp we won't be draining energy unnecessarily. And F5, we gotta do this mission. Hey, look at that! It's showing that ComSat 1 Mark II is in communication with the thing. That's nifty, I guess. So the moon is over there. We need to be over here when we leave for it. And now this one's in communication, and now none of them are in communication for some reason. Why wouldn't you be in communication? You just showed that you could see straight down, and you're not. Why? Oh, now you can. Now you're communicating again. Now, it's so trustworthy, and you can build a mission based off of this working. All right, so we want to put the moon on the edge of Kerbin. It's just a good rule of thumb if you can't actually plan your missions, which we can't right now because I haven't unlocked that level. I wouldn't do it anyway. It's too much effort when you can just put the moon on the edge of Kerbin and go. So we'll get on our prograde. And as the moon rises over the edge of Kerbin, we will start burning for the moon for the umpteenth time. You can click the network icon at the top to see all the connections, by the way. Visual set to vessel links. Set to network. Hey! 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 Okay. That's cool. What's the best way to do this, though? Like, ComNet visualization set to path, set to vessel links. I guess we'll stick with vessel links. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, no, the moon's a little bit further out, isn't it? Okay, we're just going past that satellite there. Get on your prograde, you get. All right, so we're burning out to, it's around 10 million meters when we should encounter the moon. And we've encountered the moon. We're coming over top of it, it looks like. Can I... Alright, well, hit the buttons and then we'll tab out to the moon. So, here's what we want to end up doing. If I keep burning on the prograde... where are you? You're there. I don't know. I'll correct that part of things later. We want our apoapse to end up being similar to where we're going. So we want it at 240 kilometers. Periapse at 197. Okay, there you go. 244 kilometers for our apoaps. We are coming in at a bit of a wonky angle. That is something that I could fix. It will be easier for me to do once we're out of Kerbin's orbit a bit. So that's what I'm going to do, because it's what I know how. And I don't have, like, maneuver nodes, and I can't, like, right-click and warp to here, because those are unlockable in hard mode. I've made this game rather difficult for myself, haven't I? I'm going to... No, I'm not. If I held shift and hit tab, then the engine would start to burn. That's why you never use shift tab pawn. That's right. That's right. So back to my vessel by way of every planet in the entire friggin' system that you're allowed to focus on. And there we go. So we've F5'd from here, going to the moon to put a satellite in orbit. Roninpawn, when's the part where you steal the moon? It's gonna take a while. We need to get the claw, and then we'll be able to grab the moon, and then I can apply the Delta V required. That's all really needs to happen. The lines made sense, did they? What about the one that showed that I didn't... It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter, because the ship that we put in orbit... You can go back and watch the VOD, you can wait until the episode comes out. The ship that we were flying out to the moon and coming back with never had a fucking communication when it was at low Kerbin orbit, even though this one was there. And I think it's because of the Communitron 16, which is not how that's supposed to work, either in science or in-game. As far as I can tell, it is a bullshit, nonsense, fucked up, idiotic system built by people masturbating in a corner, as opposed to built for players to be able to use. It is not an understandable system. It is a system that requires you to do this. The players to make spreadsheets of calculations in order to, because, well, if you can't hear, there's 26%, because they made the stupidest fucking system that they possibly could. Because that's what Squad did. You know, that's the development team. They were more interested in having their train set than they were in making, an experience that would educate and be fun and enjoyable. Stop mentioning comms, yeah, or else people start mentioning comms, I'm gonna have fucking words for you. All right, our periapse is in the right place. F5, let's go. Yeah, there's science to be taken. We're gonna just save it all. Who the hell cares? Who the hell cares? All right, so I've got some distant communication going on there. Well, I've got bad communication going on there, apparently. Even though I've got my own 5 million and they've got their own 5 million, and sure. I mean, it's just ridiculous from a game design perspective, from all of the perspectives. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, what are these, satellites, or what are these antennas for, and why do they unlock when they do if they're not going to do the most obvious job? That's where you design it from. Whatever maths you got to do in the background to make it work, you start by saying, well, at this point in the game, what you're going to have difficulty with in CommsNet is this, and then you unlock, a part that can do local Kerbin communication from a ground station to that, and then out to something that's, within Moon Minmus kind of a range. The ground stations can do that. So just have, like, relays. I don't know what the fuck they were ever thinking. I have very, very seldom have I known. Hologram 1 with the subscription, but Paul on the antenna, get your comms working. Shake my head, Scroop. Say that to the game developers, and thank you for the subscription. 30 friggin' months you have subscribed. Alright, we're transferring into the moon's SOI, Sphere of Influence of the Moon now. And Mouse 8 with the subscription, just as we do. I'm going to take that down because I want to click out and I want to see what I got. I got an emote. I got a Pride Toucan. It is not a Pride Toucan. That is a monkey giving the peace sign with like a birthday hat in the shape of a toucan's nose on its face. That is clearly what that is. Does anyone see anything other than a monkey with a birthday hat on it? Anybody? Anybody? I was here! Thank you, Mouse 8. Where's Kerbal? Kerbal's over here. F5 again now that we're in the SOI. Our apoaps is still at the right place. Oh, I should have adjusted our inclination a lot earlier than this. I could have done it way back there and it would have worked. now we're just going to have to go up to the ascending node, descending node. It would have been cheaper to do it. I forgot. I was bitching about CommsNet. That's how they get you. They make a game that's only half thought out, and then they get you bitching about it, and then you forget to run the mission. It's how they get you. So then I guess we're just going to come up to the periapse and drop the other side down, and then we'll do the inclination adjustment from the ascending and or descending node. Looks like it's going to be from the ascending node, because why not? Are we still... We've got communication, lots of little greens going back to there. Look at all those base stations. How is it that I never have fucking communication? Up to our periapse. Up to our periapse. Swing her around, so we'll be on the retrograde as we get up to the periapse. And F is a way of getting the SAS to grab the spot that you're on the ball right there, and then it'll pull back to that spot. It's very nice. It's a very nice little thing. So we're going to burn retrograde in order to pull down our speed until we have a... our apoapse will be... or our periapse will become that periapse, and it'll be at 197. Let's go. Let's go. I'm not going to do any correction here, because I'll just end up messing it up. We're holding our periapse out in front of us, which is fine because we do need to lose a little bit of that height. We don't need to. We just have to get this close. It doesn't have to be perfect. So, you down to 1 million, and we're going for 200K. Okay. So pulling the apoapsis over to us is now going to be, and then over here, we're dropping this one down to 197 kilometers. Oh, we've got that, and it's 248 on this side. That's probably close enough. We can drop it down a little bit more. Now what we're going to do is head over to this here ascending node. And do a little burning on the normals in order to adjust our inclination to match more or less what it wants. It's really up to the periapse. Head on up to the periapse. Do some rocket things for science, guys. So I would want to be burning, yeah, south, or how would I want to be burning? I want to be burning to the north, which I guess is going to be you. Let's try this on the angry, yes, on the angry triangle there. And you can see that we're rotating our trajectory as we do that. I'm going to burn hard and fast and get her done is the plan here. Because I'm probably going to have to adjust my apoapse and periapse after this a little bit anyway. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Bang. Bang. Now, our mission is to have a thermometer, reach the designated orbit, and maintain stability. So we haven't technically reached the designated orbit yet, I guess. We are going in the right direction, aren't we? Yeah, we're going around this way. Good. 195, 197, 241, 239. You fucking kidding me? What's the problem? Like, this should count. That's within 2 kilometers on either side. The periapse and the apoapse are at pretty damn near, you know, positions. Our inclination is nice. That's shocking that we're not actually in the designated orbit of the moon right now. Does anybody see something that's wrong about that? I'm 2 kilometers in both directions, and just that's beautiful. That should fucking count. I mean, it's fine. We've got the delta V to make it better, but I mean, look at that. That's good. It's I don't think it's going to be our inclination. I don't think. Click on the plus sign next to the note. Note. Orbit specifics. 239, 197, inclination 4.9. Longitude of ascending node, so forth and so on. Do I even have that information? Advanced orbital info. My inclination is 5.0, so I'm 0.1 degrees off of the required inclination. Eccentricity. I don't know. What else we got? Argument of periapse 271.9. Argument of periapse is 237.2. The longitude of the ascending node is very close. I don't know what the argument of periapse is. Really. Orbit's offset, you'll need to line up the apoapsis and periapsis better. Is that it? I would still think that they'd be that they're so close. Look at that. It's not far away. We'll find. It's fine. They're fine. So mine is lower than yours. Alright, well, just bring it around, Pawn. You're going to lose comms, though, on the dark side of the moon. I could do this from here. Couldn't I? Let's find out. We've got the Delta V to burn. Let's find out if I could do this from here. If I were to simply burn away from the moon... You see ours blue and the purple? If I were simply to burn away from the moon... Alright, well, that's not doing the periaps and apoaps, so never mind. I was trying to pull it, you know, to the left a little bit, but we'll just do it the regular way. We might have to do this from the moon's apoaps, or the requested trajectories apoaps, though, because back here, I'm about to lose line of sight and communication, which is expected, no big deal. We're good on electric charge. Do I get it back here at the moon, at the periaps? I do have communication at the periaps, so we can do this right now. If I go past it a bit... And then what do I need to adjust after what I did? So you need to go up higher, you need to be lower. Perfect. Because I'm going to go prograde. And then maybe off toward one of the sides. Let's just try prograde to start with. Okay, 240, 206, 197. Where can I burn in order to do that? I think toward the moon. There we go. There we go. I'm a smarty, kind of. And then we just maintain stability for 10 seconds. And... we did it. We finished that contract. We have 1,000 meters per second of Delta V left in this satellite that is at the moon. I wonder if we could put this into a polar orbit, because that would be helpful for things like temperature scans. We've got a thermometer on here, and if it's at a polar orbit, then it will eventually go over every site if you wait long enough. But we got the money. We did the thing, we got the money. Argument of periaps is which way your eccentric orbit points.
Flyby on Minmus.
Could we do that? Those all being options, what we do is nothing. We just leave it in orbit. We just leave it in orbit and we go back to our lives. Den D with the subscription, 18 months. Thank you so much. I got a pride woo off of that. It's like a little bee. It's a little bee with its eyes closed. And it's holding two shakers. Or those are just its little hands. I don't know. Their designs don't actually, they're not of a scale. You know, I worked hard on my designs to make it so that they're legible at this size. Twitch doesn't, though. You know, so they're setting a good standard, aren't they? Hello, Lucy. Welcome. We just did part 1 of this mission. It's totally intended. We just put this satellite into orbit of the moon. Contract for science around the moon. Oh yeah. That's why we don't do anything. Although the contract for science around the moon, those contracts tend to be like, we want you to launch something new, but we'll see. We'll see. We should have made a fair whack of money just by doing that, which means that we can launch the extra vessels that we're going to need, because I can't seem to build a ship and then fly it well enough to get it high enough, to just get it to the fucking moon, so with enough Delta V to be able to come back. I can't seem to do that, but we're up to 63,767 Kerbins. What's next? Observational surveys of the moon. Well, that's not going to happen. Science data from space around the moon. Transmitter recover scientific data from space around the moon incomplete. We can do that. We can do that right now. What else we got? Observational surveys, VIP, tourists, test a drogue, atmospheric survey, tourists, satellite and polar orbit of Kerbal. Let's do this. We'll take this, and we can actually do this contract even if we fail the mission, but we'll try and do this contract while we do the mission, would be the idea. So what you're saying is you need to get good. 5,150 DV. That's what we need. Literally easy money. So, yep. Yeah. So, our lifter stage did not get us to orbit. It just didn't get us to orbit, and that's what I need to happen here, is it needs to get us to orbit. I'm going to put all of the thrust back in these little SRBs. So we've got 2.37. With the Reliant that we're using now, I've got 2,000 meters per second on that stage. And I've got a TWR of 1.42, which was actually, like, very, very good. Shall I just give it bigger SRBs? Just give it bigger SRBs. 2,000 Delta V in that stage. That seems fine to me. Shall I? Hello, Father. Hello, Christ Pratt. In hard mode, money is the biggest limiting factor. You need to upgrade mission control next, so you put a lot of contracts on each mission to maximize your income. Needs more boosters. I guess that's what we're gonna do. Could I do something silly or fancy, or do I just put the big sons of bitches on here now that we're not weight limited? We don't have fuel ducting, so we can't do any, like, asparagus staging stuff, which is always handy in these situations. If I just put big some bitches on here, big old some bitches they are. So I'm gonna drag you down a little bit, so you're more centrifugal to where that needs to be. We also don't have anything we don't have any duct tape. What are they called? The duct tape of the game. We don't have any of that. Where am I supposed to be attaching you? That's the middle, and then this is the middle. I want you sitting on these. Is that right? That's not right. Fucking god damn it. Wait, is it right? I can't tell whether or not this is... I've got it one tick off to one side or not. You? I can't tell. I literally... Okay, now I can tell. So, you're the spot. We will sit on those on the pad, just barely. Drag you down a little bit more to make sure. Okay, so there's those. If I made them aerodynamic, I gave them nose cones, which I will. No longer limited. 18,000 is now it's costing to launch this son of a bitch. This is going to be so close to shaking apart, you know? Burn longer and harder for maximum thrust, lol. It's not, you're not being wrong, though, in saying that. We now have 3,100 Delta V in the lower stage, and that's at sea level. So that is enough Delta V to get it done. The problem is, it's going to push us so fast through the atmosphere. It's going to be pushing us so fast through the lower atmosphere. Even if I do some reasonable thrust weight, these things burn so long that it's like, if you don't start at maybe 1.25, even there, we're going to take off really slowly. And then by the time, you know, we're done with the fuel in this, maybe we'll be at 12 kilometers, 10 or 12 kilometers, but we'll probably also be doing, you know, almost 400 meters per second. It's really difficult to balance the SRBs for a good thing. Ordered pizza 2 minutes before closing time, refused at my door, pretended it wasn't for me, and now I'm about to file a complaint that it wasn't delivered. You are. If that's true, I'm gonna ban you. I found out I still had food in my freezer. That's true. If the tip isn't glowing, you aren't thrusting hard enough. That's too much of being a dick. Look, it was a mistake. Yeah, it was your mistake that you ordered food that you didn't need, and then, like, they rushed it out trying to be good folks, and then somebody comes over at the end of their fucking shift, brings you the last pizza of the day, and then you pretend it's not there. That's super fucking dick. It's Jim. He genuinely brags about this shit. That is... commercial kitchens, you know, waiter, waitress, That deserves a punishment. If you think you can't not be, not get punished for that. No, listen, this has got me thinking. Did it get you thinking? Did it get you thinking about, being timed out? For 600 seconds? That is the least I could do. That's a slap on the fucking wrist. That is just, god damn it. As an ex-chef, this makes me sad. It's 600 seconds is fucking, it should be more, but god damn it, Jim. Somebody's gotta punish you. And more than that, I'm sure God will catch up to you at some day for that. That's fucked up. Mooner Cummerbacker 14. Mooner Cummerbacker, you know what? It's gotta be a 15 Cummerbacker. The first of its kind, because it's got different SRBs on it, so it's still... That should be enough Delta V to push us into orbit on the lifting stage, and then we've got a ton of Delta V in the other stage. Add an extra tank to the transfer stage. Ooh, now that we do have over 3,000 Delta V coming up, and that's just showing at sea level, I could increase the size of this tank. And let's make sure the staging isn't broken, because those numbers are interesting to me. So the 3 of you burning all at once, and then you drop that, and then you burn this, and then you drop that, you can burn that. It's 1,900 plus 1,100. It's still 3,000. Still 3,000. And then in vacuum, we have 3,500 on the transfer, landing, return stage. There's a lot of jobs that this one would be handling for us. But how's the TWR? TWR of the second stage at sea level is 1.37. TWR of these lifters is only down to 1.24. That is absolutely worth it. I might tick you up just a little bit more. 1.24 is a pretty slow start. 1.28. We'll go with 1.28. Finally, Pawn starts to see what people have been saying for years, that there are reasons we don't like Jim. I mean, that's just, you don't admit that publicly, for Christ's sake. What can I do, You put me in an awkward position. I have to do something. I think I like this channel more after seeing Jim timed out now. I mean, that's, no. Bad Jim. This should do it, Nat. If it can fly up there. We have very little control authority once this thing gets up there. But it worked last time, ish. We do have a lot of fucking there. I could even be persuaded to add some little fins to like the nose or something to add stability to it, but those won't give us control surfaces. I don't want big control surfaces here. You're just a lifting service. These are too big. We're gonna try it. If a center of mass is there, would I be better off to move the fins up toward the center of mass? Like, not on it exactly? We're very much steering from the ass right now, If these were up here, then I'd be twisting it from the middle a little bit. Juan, you do realize that by continuing to talk about your rewarding bad behavior, I gotta talk about it. That's my job. By continuing to talk about Donald Trump's many offenses against the Constitution and the American people, you're rewarding bad behavior. True, kind of. Click on the center of lift. I'm guessing the center of lift would be, at the bottom. for a spacecraft? Yeah, there's the center of thrust. Aerodynamic overlay. It's basically the same spot, apparently. Where'd you go? Okay, so you can't be seen from certain angles? What's going on there? Same spot. Look lower left corner. He has 72,000 in the bank. Yes, I do. What are you talking about? You realize if I can do keep them as far back from center of mass as you can. Bigger lever arms are better in this case. Okay. Okay. Then fuck it, they're gonna get it even lower. Yeah, drag those sumbitches down. There you go. See, because then you got then they can burn off under the heating of the engine. Don't do that, Pawn. That's silly. I think this one's ready to go though. Let me just triple or quadruple check the staging. SRBs fire. Then we drop those as we kick on to the lifter stage, liquid fuel. We get to orbit, very close to orbit, if not full orbit with that stage. Drop it all, switch over to that one, and we're on our way to the moon. When we come back, we drop this stage. We have an ablator on this very lightweight thing. We're giving it 80 ablator, which is a lot, and also could be more. It's going to be the best thing for us in terms of pulling the weight toward the ass, you know, to have a bit of a blader on there. This is going to be a problem aerodynamically pulling, but again, it's such low weight, and we've got reaction wheels on that. We should be able to hold ourselves in to the wind with the power of SAS, so long as I have control at time of re-entry over SAS, which I will see. Maybe this antenna that will be in and not helpful will. God, I fucking hate this game. And the comms net has made it that's the big problem. Let's launch it. Can you move the stream chat a bit inward of the screen so we can see the stages properly in flight? No. No. I will consider it for next stream, or maybe after we do our first live stream break. But we gotta real quick just like bang out this whole go to the moon, come off of it thing. SAS on, throttle 2 full. It is the middle of the night. I don't care where the moon is. We're just getting in orbit. Houston, could you give us a countdown?
Sure, Pawn.
Any other comments or things to make?
No, I've recently discovered that talking to you is rewarding bad behavior.
Okay. Give me the 3, 2, 1.
In 3, 2, 1, fire! And
we're off and away. I'm always curious what Houston's going to say, because I sure the hell don't have any idea myself. What he's going to... Uh-oh. Okay, pull back. Yep, just... Over here. Oh, not a lot of control authority. But we're also not going that fast. So if I could just stabilize it, get the SAS holding in the direction that I want to go before it gets off. Yes. Yeah, okay. Maybe I worked the ball nicely there. We do not have a lot of control authority on this while we're on the SRBs. We've made 2.5 kilometers and 170 meters per second. We're only halfway through the solid fuel. What did I say about this thing being very fast? Now, the faster we're going, the more control authority I'll have, since we're using the fins as our means of control. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, because I'm going to have some way of attacking and controlling the atmosphere. But it also hurts me. There. Good. Okay, 400 and some meters per second at 10 kilometers. Okay, drop this solid fuel for the love of God. Goodbye. And then I do need to turn down. We've got just enough TWR in these engines to not be making like a bunch of Jesus Christ, a bunch of speed, which is what we don't want. But I do want to turn down this bowl a lot better than we did last time, and that means taking some risks. It means pulling off of the prograde a little bit. Come on, pull it yourself, damn it. I'm using the automated, SAS here to try and pull it down. I'm gonna slow us even more because our EPWAPS has got to be rushing up. Yeah, we're already at fucking 60. God damn it. It's just this ship is not designed to go circular. It just doesn't do very well on the circulars. And we are well into space now. That was horrible. But we will make it to space. Son of a bitch. Get you on this prograde at 47 kilometers. I had to kill the engines. Damn it. It's unstable as shit. It's very stable. It's overstable. No, you're right. It's a bit of a mess, but it gave us the TWR that we needed using this engine, and we'll be rid of it soon. And we've got a ton of delta V. We got 1,400 meters per second of delta V left in the craft to try and finish off this orbit. It probably won't finish it all off, but we should be a lot better off than our periaps still buried at negative 400,000 in Kerbal, like it was last time. So come on up to the Apple-Apps and don't resist the atmosphere. Oh god, I shouldn't be doing that in Fizz Warp. Okay. Pull us down, pull us down, pull us down, pull us down, pull us down. Let's have that science indicator up just because I like it. Like having it around. Apple-Apps, from here, gonna fire. Alright, pushing on that Apple-Apps now. Gonna have to nose up a little bit more. A lot more, or else we're gonna lose it. A lot more. Okay, still have a third of our liquid fuel remaining. A lot more on the Apple-Apps. We are losing it. What's my height? 73. It's fine. It's coming back to us now. Okay. Okay, I can hold that. And our periapsis is negative 500. We want to see it at, like, negative... I'd love to see it at negative 100. I'm going to start slowing down. No. There you go. Before we have to switch stages. Get on the equator. Okay. Hold that. I'm trying to do a really good one here. Even though we came up really bad. Oh, God. No. We're still periaps out of liquid fuel, and our periaps is negative 295. Let's go. It's still better than we did last time. Give me full burn. It'll be fine. It'll come back to us. We've got a lot more liquid fuel in this stage this time, though, so it matters only a little bit, if at all. Throttling down as our periaps finally gets into the double digits negative. Gonna get more on our prograde, and then I'm gonna fire harder. And then I'm gonna stop firing so hard. Nose down, hold you, and boom! Beautiful circularization, 74.1, 73.3. Very nice. And we have 2,988 meters per second in Delta V left in this ship. Are we going to the moon? We're going to the moon. Are we coming off of the moon? I don't even make statements about that anymore. Get out here and let's prep the ship. So, open up our bay, deploy our antenna, and make it so that when I warp, you hibernate. We want to see there. Welcome back, Jim. So, where's the moon? Moon's over here. Ooh, it's going to be on a sunny side. Question is, will I have comms when we get to that sunny side? What is the comnet showing right now? I can't tell because the science thing's in the way. Vessel links. I think that's what I wanted. That's nice. So we have like weak communication with one of our probes there. Makes no sense because they both got a very strong antenna on them that should, in this fucking sphere of influence, goddamn well work. Get on your prograde and get ready to leave. I do have control. Ooh, the fact that I've got that on, I've got full probe control even though I've only got 2 bars. Jesus Christ, when are they going to upgrade this area to the 5G network? This is ridiculous. But at least I do have the control that I have right now because of reasons. F5. It's working, it's just working stupidly and badly. Which, you know, is really what you can usually say for Kerbal. Go! Burn for the moon, please. So we're going to get out to the moon, we transfer to the moon, we want to have enough to land and come off. Those are the things. Look at both of those satellites are talking to me now. Just a little bit, but they are. I think the Communitron, like the stock antenna, just doesn't do shit. I think that's what's going on there. It just doesn't work at all with relays. with the relay network, which makes so much fucking sense, doesn't it? That an antenna wouldn't be able to receive... An antenna capable of both receiving and transmitting at the moon from Kerbal, you know, ground station, wouldn't be able to communicate to a relay. Just, I don't fucking get it. I don't know. I don't care. Let's push it out. No, now Redneck Gaijin, don't start talking about it or else I'm going to talk about it more. 9.2 kilometers. Kilometers? Millions. Millions. Ooh, we were coming over the top with this one. So I do want to adjust this. Don't forget to adjust this one. So, Mooner Periapse, we're going exclusively for landing this time, so let's just get real damn close. Okay, that's real damn close. We have no signal and partial control. You can still either kill throttle or go full throttle. Not much else, though. Oh, okay. That's another little complication. Love that they added in. So, Periapse being where it is, here's what I want to do. I don't think I have to worry about electricity because, like, the battery's set up, the probe shouldn't be losing any of its electric while we're warping. Don't need to worry about collecting silence, silence. There's much silence on the moon. What I do need to be concerned with is whether or not, when we come to the moon, we will be, you know, equatorial-ish or not. And I actually can't tell. It looks fine right now. Anyway. Yeah. Alright, fuck it. Fuck it? Fuck it. It looks like a fine place to come in. We were coming in over the top of it when, you know, but we're fine now. So, F5 me. Thing that we could do would be to raise that periapsis a little bit from here. Just a little bit. And since we are approaching the moon, the last time that we had a chance at this mission, I did well by taking, I believe it was Germasian's suggestion of thrust limiting this engine, so that I could make finer, you know, maneuvers and things. What I'm going to do right now on our way to the moon is I'm going to find our retrograde. And with 50% thruster, I'm going to do that. So now we've got a 7600, which just is a bit safer. I think. Now we can go. Now we can leave. Oh no, that periapse is shit at the moon where it's projected to be. Well, I'm still outside the SOI. Is there something I could do about that? Like, here, were I to... Okay, stop warping. See, that would be toward the moon. No, we're outside of the moon, so this would be south, this would be toward Kerbal. That's our periapse. Let's just try burning on a triangle right now and see what kind of change we get. See, it's not really the triangle that I want, is it? It's one of these. Okay. Our periapse... What? What am I seeing right now? What is this? It says our moon periapse will be 7, 8 there, and then over here it says... Is that a second pass? Is that what that is? That was a second pass, right? Different encounter? So I'm gonna get a second... Alright. Alright, F5. Didn't need to do any of that. See? Overthinking. Overthinking. Aha! Aha! But we did come in nicely equatorial because of that, I guess. Reasonably equatorial. We're going to be, our ascending node will be right at our periapse. Yes, that's lovely. That is lovely, isn't it? Alright, so F5, and the most efficient way to burn for the moon landing is to burn all at once. Which I'm not good at, and don't think we should do. I think I should get an orbit, and then I can pick which place I'm going to come down on, because we've been here, but if we could get to you, if we could... Look, I'll just move the ship through time in order to get a better view of the moon here. Okay, and then thanks, Kerbin and the sun. Thanks for that. I'm trying to look at the moon, if you don't mind. Frick. Am I ever going to see the moon again before I hit my periapse? Nope. Okay, well, whatever. Whatever. So, we'll just ignore everything that I was thinking and saying and going to do, and instead we'll burn at our periapse until we've got an orbit. We should have more than enough Delta V to make this happen this time, so I don't want to be too, like, careful, I guess. Is what I'd like to say, is I don't want to be too careful. Why are you showing? I don't need to know that about you. Where are we? I'm not even paying attention. Alright, moon apoapsis. I'm going to drop that down to just a nice circularization. That's what I'm going to go for here. Periapse at 6.9. In order to pull you down, well, doing the other, I would burn down, actually, toward the moon. And then that would raise this, or at least try and hold, no? No? There we go. That'll raise that while lowering this. Alright, and it's fine. It's fine. Is it fine? It's fine. F5 from there. 6 kilometers is okay, right? What's the tallest thing on the surface of the moon? Hmm? What's the biggest problem? Is 6 kilometers a safe height? That's my question. Yes. That's what I want to know. What's the tallest ridge of anything that you're gonna hit on the moon? Because I forget. It's right around there. It's like 6 to 7K. It's between 5 and 7, isn't it? Pawn, maybe live stream break before you execute your impact maneuver. It's actually a good idea. It's a pretty good idea, because then people will be like, oh god, is he gonna pull it off or not? Usually when Pawn starts, like, dancing on the moon and trying to land and stuff, things go bad. That'd be good, right? Right. Also, since I'm out of contact on the dark side of the moon, I cannot raise our periapse. There's spots over 8K. It's this piece of scabies. Well, I can't. I've never run into them. Let's just look and see that the ring is unbroken. It will be fine, right? Insights, gifting subs. How many insights? 10 subs you've gifted in the channel. This time to Eric12 and Moochie's Ghost. Thank you so much, Insights LG, for the subs. Welcome to the Big Dick Club, and Eric and Moochie's Ghost. I just looked it up, and everything is saying that 5 is a safe height. Okay. Okay, you see, someone was trying to mess with me. Piece of scabies trying to mess with me. You have pizza now? Did you call him back and apologize and say, I will come to your house and pick it up? Is that what, you know what, don't tell me anything other than that happened, because I don't want to know. I don't want to know. We can't warp any faster than this. But the crater that I'd like to land in would be this one, wouldn't it? We haven't been down in this guy yet. So that's the one I want to go to, and if that's the one that I want to go to, then we're at a pretty good spot right now if we've got communication. We've got communication to this, which is giving us full communication all the way back. Holy shit, yeah, it's working. It's working for once. Okay, good. So from here, I would want to twist our upward. We'd want to go upward, so if this is our prograde, then the uppies should be over there. Am I fully dewarped? Yeah, our uppies should be over there. Ah, the north. That's the way that I want to burn. So we'll burn the north on the moon, and then this should twist up. Twist up! Why, you know, I mean, it is a little bit, but it should be doing a lot more than that. I know I'm at 50% burn here, but if I'm burning to the north at this point, I'm burning that way. That should twist it up. Yeah. F5. How much Delta V we got? 1852. Need like 800 to land, 800. We're good. We're good. You can do this. You can do this. Burn a little bit more. Watch that periapse. It can be coming down a bit. And then if I get worried about it, I can do that. Okay. Okay, let's be a little bit more. I'll leave it with 1,800 meters per second at Delta V for landing, is what I'll plan for here. So, 1808, 1807, 1806, 1800. 100 meters per second delta V for the sake of landing. We don't got to worry about the apoapse because we're coming down right across here. That's the goal anyway. And as Kenneth has suggested, let's have ourselves a live stream break. And put it in pause so that the audio doesn't play. You need to take off again also. I know, but it only should cost us about like 800 to land and then 800 to come off, so it's 1600. Oh shit. No, say 800 would be to go home. To land, it's only like 600. But, you know, I'm going to need more, so it's 8. So we're still fine. We're still fine. We got like 2 to 400 meter per second delta V buffer. And that's assuming that I'm going to fuck it up like a lot. You are sweating a lot. I see those armpit stains. Am I? It's hot out. It's actually, it feels comfortable though. Maybe just because I'm sweating, it feels comfortable. Feels comfortable. Very nice of you to notice. PBR time. It is PBR time. I'm going to go grab one. You go grab one. And everybody meet me back here in 7 minutes when we will land a ship on the moon. We may use litho braking as a means of arresting our forward motion, but we will technically land on the moon. This one's for you, Hologram 1. 7 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Pawn not out.
Oh, maybe pain and sorrow, there's no tomorrow. Will take a hold of me, baby, baby, baby. All alone, baby, won't you come along and hold me? I ain't the seventh son, but I know where I'm from. Let's head on, dead on, dead on down the highway. And maybe when we come back, by then you will have seen things my way. I don't want no skinny woman. A woman who's got no sense of style.
Hello, I am the Roninpawn, and welcome back to a twitch.tv/Roninpawn live stream on twitch.tv/Roninpawn. We're cracking open a Stroh's. I'm not back to drinking PBR. I have recently because they didn't have Stroh's. You know, toilet paper, hand sanitizer, and Stroh's, man. They just went right off the shelves, didn't they? Moon impact coming soon, guys. No, Kenneth 1. No. It's a moon landing that we're going to have soon. See? We're almost there. We're going to land in this crater. We are hither. We're going thither. And thither be where we land, not crash. F5. But yeah, is there anything else that I really need to do before we land? I don't think so. I'm not going to take the science until we're landed. My new policy, especially for hard mode, has been fly when you fly, science when you science. And trying to do both at once, I'd need more crew. And Houston sure the fuck isn't any help.
I can criticize you fairly.
Yes, you are helpful for that. F5 again. Alright, let's go. We're going. This is the moon, by the way. In fact, let's slow down the time warp so that it's time to load in the texture of the moon. Any day now. Any day. That's the best we're gonna get. And hello, sunshine. How you doing? Huh? You looking hot today, baby. Oh god, not another fucking lunar eclipse. I don't need that. I don't need that while I'm landing. Switch radar to surface. Radar to surface. Radar to surface. Radar is now to surface. We're 4,800 meters above the surface of the thing, and we're praying that Kerbin stays the fuck out of my line of sight here as we come around and try to land. Don't do it. You've had one already today. You don't get to blot it out again. Surely, right? Surely. I've got really good communication because of that. Because of everything right now, but that's so nice. Okay. We're going to approach the lip of the crater that we want to land in. And then something, profit. That's how that works. So, back to the moon. Apparently you have to reload the textures yet again, as though we didn't already have it. Give me a view where the moon is beneath me, for it is, as far as I'm concerned, and find me, sir, my retrograde, for that is how I mean to burn. F it. It's aft. And we will start by simply dropping our periaps into the surface of the moon. So goodbye periaps. And then we shall watch as the little blue majigger, the liney-madoodle trajectory, slows and creeps and crawls across the surface of the moon until it is... There's fine, because we're going to do a lot of slowing when we go to land, so I want to be sort of glancing across it right now, is maybe what I'm thinking. Oh, load the textures again. Look, it's the edge of the crater into which we shall be something, and why am I talking like Wilkins Micawber from a Charles Dickens novel? What's going on there, Pawn? Don't worry about it. Landing gear! Deploy! Okay, landing gear is out. The engine probably wants to be even more thrust limited for the landing. I'm actually going to pin this, and I'm going to hold it somewhere where we all can see, Pawn. I'm going to hold it over here so that I can thrust limit as we go. We are now within the crater. It does not look like a very flat crater. Maybe the textures just haven't loaded up there, but that looks like a nice place to land. I'm going to start slowing us down. Full throttle, and I'm going to try and push us over toward what appears to be somewhat flat. I don't know, we're coming up on it very fast, but I'm trying. I am trying my damnedest over here, people. Alright. I may get kind of quiet, just to go along with the afraid, quiet, naked, and then we'll do naked. Quiet, naked, and afraid. It's my new series coming to the Roninpawn channel, youtube.com/Roninpawn this fall. Oh god, the terrain just looks nasty here. Nasty as hell. Anybody saying anything about what I should be doing and I'm not? Because I'd be willing to hear it right about now. Okay, over there. Over there. Yes. Yes. This is looking good. This is looking good. It could be... This is something of a hill, isn't it? We're definitely doing something of a hill. I'm gonna slow down our burn a little bit. A lot bit, actually. Yes, this is absolutely something of a hill, Pawn. Oh, shit. Over there, it looks like it might have been flat and nice, but we didn't quite make it there, did we? Slow down even more. Even more, friend. How are we doing on the Delta V? 1,200 meters per second of Delta V. And we're nearly landed. So, no biggie. Spend less of it. Less of it, less of it, less of it. We're coming down flat on a hill. So, that's a thing that's happening. Try and burn our trajectory to the top dead center of this ball. 1,000 meters to the surface of the moon, ladies and gentlemen, at 26 meters per second. Okay. It's good. I'm going to throttle down even more. We've got a lot of distance to still go before we're on the surface of the moon. In fact, I might thrust limit down some more for finer control. Don't want to start gaining speed, though, toward the moon. 400 meters to the surface, 1,100 meters per second of Delta V left in the tanks. Okay, throttle up, throttle up, throttle up, throttle up, throttle up. Throttle up. Okay, throttle down, throttle down, throttle down. Throttle down. Throttle up. Oh, fuck. I just missed, like, a good place to land. Oh, shit. I'm gonna go ahead and go over here a little bit. I'm gonna go over here. I'm not gonna land on that. That just doesn't seem like a good idea to me. So, I'm not gonna. See? I'm smart. He's smart. He's a smarty. Okay, yep. Just keep us floating. 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 Come on, pull me this way some more. Because there's the flatness. Oh god, we're down to 900 and some meters per second of Delta V now. Okay. Slam on them brakes. Slam them on, and... We have touchdown on the surface of the moon with 963 meters per second of Delta V to come off and go home. We fucking did it! Finally! I'm gonna need a little bit of, Yeah!
No flick, no boom, just a landing.
It was good. I did good. SAS off. Are we gonna sit on the things? That you guys need to shut up, because I'm not done yet. Okay, no, we're fine. We're fine. We did it! We did it! I'm not making a lot of electricity right now, if any, but it's fine. All skill, no luck. Thank you so much. And little magnets for the cheer. I can breathe now. Yes, we can all breathe now. Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Excellent. Why did we come here again? For science? Okay, for science then. Atmospheric pressure scan from the northwest crater of the moon. They say insanity is doing the same thing multiple times. You've been watching the series, haven't you? Okay, thank you for that. Temperature scan, collected and recorded. Mystery goo. Good. And it's gotten smarter on the way. Excellent. That's some good science for us. That's all the science that we can grab, unless I did a little push-off, a little hop. If I transmitted some of it back using our electric charge, and then I did a little jump, then we could get it from just over the thing. We could do some of them again. Temperature and the other thing. I think fuck that. I think fuck that is what I think. I think fuck that. Fly when you fly, science when you science, and I would have to be flying while sciencing, so I'm not gonna do it. Gotta go, Pawn, but we'll catch you soon. Goodbye, Rookie84. No, just go home, Pawn. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. F5 me once more from here. 1,000 meters per second of Delta V to get off the surface of the moon. The moon never stops. It's always tidally locked, so we're always going to be facing that way. Basically, what we want to do is just fly east. Just a little bit up and east, right? And then we just keep heading there until we're home. That's what we don't. Don't forget your surface sample and go plant your flag with my probe. Yes, I will do. Jermaine cheering 10 screenshot. You could. I've got a whole video. I've got, you know. Do you want one of these? Do we have like what's the best? What's the That's nice, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Maybe a little bit zoom, a little tighter on there. We got lots of screen. There we go. Huh? No mouse? Do a little Vanna White for you. There are 3 T's. Okay. DJD's games. Don't forget your service. Oh wait, just a probe. Just notice the lack of faces in the bottom right corner. That's indeed. We've got more than enough right here. This is all the face that the science program ever needs. Wow, that's where I was gonna land. That's where I was like, maybe I could spend a little Delta V, come over here a bit. That was gonna be, good choice, Pawn, to not put it down there. Wow. Okay, it's time to come home, right? God damn, this just, it feels nasty. So, if the north be... Can I spin you on the landing legs a little? Will you spin just a touch for me? Just a touch. If I drop them, as long as it doesn't fall over. All right. SAS on. Landing legs in. Spin you. Redeploy landing legs. Okay. So, I've got north to the north right now. What I want to do is head to the east, which should be our 90, actually. Which, on the ball, makes it look like that. But that's not right, is it? 'Cause the north, and then we'd be going that way. The 270 is the east. I need to be going that way. East, moon east. Where's the sun? It's directly overhead. Cool. Can I look that high? Can. So the sun is to the... I just want to be absolutely sure. The sun is to the side that we don't want to go, which means we do want to be headed that direction. That direction? That direction. Yeah. So that's not... No. And it's to the 90. It's to the 90. Okay, I'm right. It's to the 90. I was confused. I was very confused. Don't forget thrust limiting. Ooh, good call. I was gonna forget the thrust limiting. Let's crank that sumbitch up, as we're gonna leave hard and fast. F5, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, say goodbye to the moon, for we're done with her. Thank you. It was a lovely time. We visited far more often than we wanted to. Now it's time to leave. Go. And down this way. Right? Tell me that's right. Tell me I'm doing that right. You're doing it right. Okay, so down this way and basically get right on the 90 immediately. As soon as we're high enough, we're just going to get on the 90 and we're going to fly this way. Yes, yes, yes. Appawap's coming out. Appawap's coming out. No reason to circularize. We'll just break the moon's SOI and go home. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. We're down to 100 meters per second of Delta V. 100 and some. Come on, come on. Break that SOI. Okay, okay, where's our periapse? Fuck! I'm not gonna be able to drop that with 100 meters per second of Delta V. Oh, fuck. We need to burn from here would be our best bet to do it. Stay close to moon, Oberth effect, burn now. Right, so we need to do it now. Okay, no, it's just sipping the fuel. It's sipping the fuel. We're good. As long as that stuff stops happening. 2.3, 2.2, 2.1. I can't believe we were this fucking close to not coming home. 1.4, 1.3, 1.2, 0.1, less than a million. 57 meters per second of Delta V remaining. 500,000. 43 meters per second of Delta V remaining. 37. 34. But we have hit the atmosphere as of now. We're going to go down to, let's say, a 30... 35, apparently. I was gonna say 38, but we went to 35 in a big fucking hurry. 23 meters per second of delta V remaining. I cannot believe I did that so bad. Was I supposed to pull instead of maneuver node and plan? I don't have maneuver nodes. I can't make them. We would need to unlock more. We need more money and more kit and everything to do that. Would I have been better off to retake the orbit of the moon and then leave from the facing side? That's probably what I should have done, right? Just get a low orbit, get to the facing side, blow out my periaps on a perfect... And that would have helped a little bit, but we still would have been really fucking close, right? And that's the difference of maybe 100 meters per second of delta V, which would have been a lot. I wouldn't have been shitting myself, but we made it. The fire awaits. Yeah, we made it. We made it. That's what's important. F5 me, and then boom, a mountain on the fucking moon. Boom! Wouldn't have. So back to orbital height readings. We're going home, everybody, and we're not fucking around with transmitting the data. We'll run out of electricity, or God knows what would happen. Our big thing now is gonna be, can I get this fucking thing home? Like, once we hit atmosphere, especially at 35, am I going to have control? Is what it's mainly going to be, is whether or not I have control authority when we're in the atmosphere of Kerbin. Let's leave the moon. Goodbye, moon! Hang on. Forgot something. There we go. Goodbye, moon. Alright. Landing gear in, indeed. You know, for the additional drag that it would have given me on, well, exiting the moon's atmosphere. We came back very equatorial, too. It was, you know, it's good. It looks like a professional kind of a thing. Electric charge is holding out. Alright. You did a few hops on landing, too. Did I? Maybe burn that last 23 meters per second to raise your entry height. You think so? Come down a little bit slower? I could do that from here. Let's go prograde. That's retrograde you just spun toward. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Go prograde, periapsis, Like 38 is where I want to be. 20 meters per second of delta V remaining. I don't want to get any higher than that because I want to make sure that we actually come back. I don't want to skip off the atmosphere. I don't want to ricochet off the atmosphere, like people say. Okay, but my main concern is whether or not I'm going to have communications once we get back. So as we come in, it's looking good. It's looking good for where these ground stations appear to be. And where we'll be hitting our periaps, we have a good chance, since our fucking and our satellites might actually work for us this time. Who's to say? I'm gonna need to pull in the antenna. It's probably gonna burn off as we go down anyway, and it will be screwing up our descent due to aerodynamic forces. It will be pulling a little bit differently than we do. Limited probe control. I think that's just because we're in warp right now. So, ground station there. Ground station. Oh, fuck. Before we lose the ground station, just in case this becomes a thing, I want to be on a retrograde-ish kind of a thing. What do you... Yeah, you're going to want that. You're going to want something like that. So hold that, just in case I don't have control over us later. Okay, we're in atmosphere. We are in atmosphere, everybody. Now, I can destage when we have limited probe control. So I can destage. I also can't fire out. I wanted to, like, burn out the rest of the 20 meters per second, but that ain't gonna happen. And that's heating up. I can. I did. Alright, we burned it out. And that, which was, I would have liked to do that lower. I probably just ruined the no, we still came in good and high. Alright, so we got rid of that. Do I have control? I do not have control right now. I can turn SAS on and off. That's all I can do. And indeed, the antenna is warming up quite a bit, as I had suggested it may. Bearing in mind we have limited probe control. I can take us off of SAS. That's all I can do. and I'm worried about doing that. I don't want this thing flipping and then the ablator's not into the wind. I don't mind losing the antenna. You can open the bay to increase drag. I would worry about the probe getting hit with things, with heating effects and whatnot. How are we doing on that app-waps, by the way? Down to less than 1 million. All right, we should be coming down this time. Absolutely. So, you know, and the antenna has apparently a pretty damn good thermal rating. It's holding together okay. Yes, it's hot, but it's not near to exploding as of yet. I'm just going to have a sip of beer, and question, probe will heat more with the bay open. I usually flap the doors. Oh, do you? Just coming down. Doesn't look like we're ever going to get control of this craft on the descent in terms of being able to communicate with it, so I'm not gonna fuck with turning SAS off. Yeah, I'm just not gonna fuck with turning SAS off. It is a very lightweight craft, which I think is a part of why we are slowing down so quickly. We're only at 33K, and we're already down by surface to 1,700 meters per second surface speed. So yeah, because it's so lightweight, it comes down nice. It slows down very quickly. Heat shield, we came up with 80. Looks like we're only going to go through about 30 of it. Cool. This is good. We're home. We are home, and we've got full control again. So I could actually put us onto our retrograde, and I could, since we're so slow, I'll turn SAS off and see what would have happened if SAS was off. Yeah, because of the aerodynamic forces on this. In fact, if I hit F12... it's not really showing them, but definitely that, and maybe even the weight as well. The weight could be an issue. But it's good. It happened. We're not gonna die. Oh, shit, we're gonna die. No, we should be fine. Coming down over land. Would have preferred a water landing. Yeah, definitely would have preferred a water landing. F5 from here. I expected this to go a lot worse. Pawn, says Hologram 1. Hi. What? That probe is slowly flipping, Pawn. I know. I had to make the choice of doing something or not doing something. Extend the antenna. Yeah, really? Oh, yeah, because it will definitely hit the ground and explode. There we go. Hey! And now we can have some legitimate drag. In fact, with F12, yeah, we can see that part has some of its own drag going. Boy, they really didn't think about releasing this on Steam and how many of the keys, you know, kind of integrate with Steam naturally and kind of fucks things up for... did they? Much. Oh, good timing, too, because we lost proper comms, but we've got just a little bit because that antenna is out and extended, is my guess. Where are we coming down, incidentally? What continent is that? It's the right continent. We're coming down on the right continent, even. Hoorah! Hoorah! Hold on. Surface radar. Surface radar. There we go. Wait. Yes. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. It's fine. This is fine. It'll be fine. It was always fine. Fine is what it's going to be. Deploy your chute. Okay. I'm good at taking orders. I'm good at taking orders. Chute is now deployed. Not fully, but it's drogging us. It's drogging us a bit. I think this was released so long ago on Steam that F12 wasn't the default screenshot button yet. Was it, though? I doubt that. Because... was Kerbal Space... it was available on Steam during the beta, surely. Was it available during the alpha? Or were they just selling it through their own website? I don't know. I don't care. I don't wear no underwear. It's not a new game. No, but they just released an update to it like a week ago. So the things that don't work and don't make sense now, you can't say, well, they didn't make sense 11 years ago, so that's why. Well, but you... we made it. What's our speed? What's our speed? Less than 5 meters per second. That should be fine with the ablator and the whole of that. That is actually a very... the Science Bay handles itself pretty well in terms of impact rating. We're going to F5 all the way down. Can't wait till KSP2 multiplayer. I'm going to shoot all pawns craft on the landing pad. I'm interested. I can't wait for KSP2 just because I'm hoping that, you know, a different studio that maybe still has some of the same people in it, but a different studio remaking this game might have enough of an eye, a nose, an ear, a tactile sense of what game design is to give us like a decent game out of Kerbal Space Program. That's going to be my big hope. F2! And we're down and landed. All right, we did it. We finally friggin' did it. Is the contract cleared yet? It is. We have landed on the moon. We have returned to Kerbin from the surface of the moon, and we are carrying science with us. I'm not going to transmit anything. Recover this vessel. Pull on multiplayer. Make a helicarrier, and we can launch jets off it. Oh my god, that'll be fucking cool. That will be fucking cool. Screenshot I had. I've got a video.
Mission complete first try. Chat ran this mission perfect.
Thank you, chat, and little magnets for the 300 bits. Yeah, the final stages of it especially. Chat was like, do this, do that. Uh-huh, okay, sure, if you tell me to. The landing was like, don't forget to adjust your thrust. No, thank you. 90 science we pulled back from the moon, up to 156 science. That is great. We can afford, a good tier of science now. We can afford a good tier of science and plane parts now with that. And our funds are back up to 244,478 by completing the biggest challenge in terms of the moon missions. Land it and come home, which I could only barely do with a probe with the parts that we have. I'm going to go take a shower in science. This is inhalation. Bathe in your O-birth effects. Bathe in the Pythagorean theorem. Wash over me, thou other science-y things, word. We get to explore Minmus. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I fucking hate the moon. The moon is so hard and fucking it's the moon. Who likes the moon? We get to explore Minmus. This is your lucky day. Simply head to Minmus and pass by it. Easy as pie, no risk at all. Now sign this waiver. Sometimes science throws a curveball and we need to ask the hard questions. And by we mean you. Head to Minmus. Would be somewhat disconcerting if all of our missions to Minmus were only one-way trips. Bring one back to Kerbin. So we fly by it, we gather data from it, and we return from the flyby of it, and we will be billionaires. By which I mean 121,000 richer. Thank you, Minmus. Wait a second. What? Science data from space around the moon. You know what? Maybe we don't need to throw it away. I don't care. Fuck the moon. Fuck the moon. The moon? The moon? Have you thought about the moon? What about fuck it? Wait, no, don't fuck the moon. Keep your penis away from the moon, or whatever you're using, any kind of parts. Don't fuck the moon. We can still do that. We've got a thermometer on a probe satellite around the moon, the mooner comer-backer that did not comer-backer. It could. We could probably bring her backer from where it is right now. But it didn't land her, was the thing. It didn't land her, so it never could come her backer. But what it can do, what it's always been able to do, what it's always wanted to do, makes its life worth living, is transmitting a little bit of data from around the moon. What do you got here, buddy? Log some pressure data? It's worth nothing. Cool, transmit it. Boom! And that is that mission complete. We transmitted nothing back to the moon, and that was a mission that they wanted me to do. So yeah, when KSP 2 comes out and someone who knows something about game design is working on it, I'm thinking that'll be cool. That'll be neat. Neko cares. Got dick stuck in rocket, instructions unclear. Look at the shadows of the cloud cover passing overhead. It looks kind of weird, but it's neat. It's realistic, maybe. We now have 2 slots available for things like Explore Minmus and something else, but I want that. Now open your science loot box. Well, now that we know what we're gonna do, Minmus, ComSat-1 Mark 1 in an adjusted orbit of Kerbin. Hello. This is the one that probably doesn't have any fuel in it and can't do what you want me to do. And also, it is a very nice Keosynchronous craft, so adjusting it would be against my own best interest. Mooner comer backer in an adjusted orbit of the moon. Well, that actually does have a bunch of delta V on it. Let's do that one. You want to do that one? Let's do that one. Be in command, ensure the probe has an antenna, reach designated orbit, maintain stability. Let's bang that out real quick. Let's bang it out. Can't be too hard, right? Sure, it's just easy. We'll just do it. I think they gave you extra science for that nothing, too. Did they? Good. Good. It'll be harder when someone who knows how to design a game is working on the game. Where are you? That's you? I'm gonna take you back. I'm gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again. Don't worry about it, Pawn. It's probably easy. You can do it. Those reposition contracts, check the delta V of the craft to make sure it can reach the target orbit. Do that. That's something.
You now have over 300k.
In monies? Oh, good. I'll have even more once this is done. If they do, though, Kenneth, that's the kind of thing that I expect someone who knows how to design a game to do. So I question whether you're correct in that assumption. So what do you want me to do? Is it still the same direction? It appears to still be the same direction. So yeah, it's a slight adjustment too. The periaps, you just want me to lower, like, so the apoaps that we have is 248, and that's an ascending node, but the apoaps has to be, like, right there too, right? Where the hell's the apoaps on this thing? It's buried in there, I can't read it, whatever. So the periaps, 207, 163, let's go fucking do it, no biggie. No biggie. And an anonymous gifter gave Annalician 532 a sub. Thank you, anonymous gifter, or rather, an anonymous gifter. 300,000 in monies. Hey, you could spend some of that finding what? Sorry, didn't hear. Come in. Comms are breaking up. What did I get in emotes? An anonymous cheerer gave me a pride heart R. This is R. That's a C. Do you know American Sign Language? Are you just making shit up? Maybe it's not American. I'm sorry, I'm being... All right, let's just bring you down. Wait, just make sure that this... All right, electric charge comes back. Oh! Okay, I went past. I just wanted to scope it out once, real quick. Just wanted to have a quick look. Gonna bang this out real quick. So, I'm gonna assume that the periaps is buried in the ascending, or the apoaps is buried in the ascend... No, or is it the same apoaps? Yes, it is. We're not adjusting the apoaps at all. We're just adjusting the periaps. Fucking cool. Let's do it. So periaps down to 163. That's the... Yeah, down to 163. No problem, bruh. No problem. What are you gonna pay me for this? I didn't even look. Didn't even look. I haven't compiled a list of my mods. It's very few and far between, really. I got the science thing, you know, in the dependencies for them, but I got the sciencey McJigger Madoodle. Son of a bitch, I don't have control. And I got the antenna out and everything, and I can't do a maneuver from here. Why not? Well, you're on the light side. No, then Kerbin should... Where the fuck is Kerbin right now? Alright, well, I'll be able to do it in just a second, I guess. Just a second. No big deal. Not gonna change anything. It'll be... There we go. We've got communication. So, back out to here. Back out to here. Onto the prograde. No, onto the retrograde. You want a lower pawn. Lower. There we go. Periaps, everything's up. Just start bringing her down. 163 is what you want. 163 is what you'll get. Oh, we're already there. We're already there. We sit here for 10 seconds, and we make however much money that they were going to pay me for this. I didn't even look. And we still have over 1,000 meters per second in delta V in this craft to be able to do all kinds of stuff. F5. Beautiful. Is it back to the Space Center? Back to the Space Center, please. How much money I got now? That's my question. Yes, I've got Scatterer. I've got environmental visual enhancements, which I believe the Astronomer's Pack for the clouds and stuff like that. I disabled I just quarantined it. I renamed the Skybox because I prefer the Kerbal Skybox to what comes with that pack. And I've got this little science thing that I don't even fucking know the name of, really. If I clicked on you, no, it doesn't do anything. If I clicked on you, Science Alert. Science Alert, which, in order to, like, just have the requisites for these things, toolbar controller, something else, but if you're just trying to get even, I haven't modded the game except visually and to be alerted of when there is science. Is that it? That's it. No extra parts, no crazy things. The more you mod this incredibly unstable game, the more incredibly unstable it becomes. We're up to 348,000 dollary dues. And since we're going to Minmus next, wouldn't it be lovely to be able to get the Kerbal out, send an actual Kerbal to Minmus instead of a probe, land them there, because it's way fucking easier, get them out, take a surface sample, and bring them home. Wouldn't that be neat, Insights LG, with your 5th month subscription? I remembered my Prime! Thank you, Insights LG. That would be nice, and if I upgraded it, we can perform EVAs, and we can place flags. R&D, for off-world EVA samples, I would need almost $1 million fucking dollars. So that's not going to happen, but we could have the Kerbal get out an EVA, and you can usually get a number of EVAs if you land in the right place on Minmus. You get some from the frozen lake, and then you get some from the shore of the frozen lake, and then maybe you can get, far enough away to grab another one. Read your contract closely. I bet they don't want you to land yet. Oh, that's right, they don't want me to land yet. Balls. 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 They just want to fly by. They do just want to fly by. It would still be, it's cheap, and it's kind of worth doing. If I upgraded mission control, then I could do flight planning, which would be helpful too. I could do both of those. They're both 150, and still have 48,000 in my pockets, and then completing this mission is going to be worth, 150K that we'll get back from it, plus the friggin' science we're going to pull back from Minmus, man. It's huge. Could you just send a probe for the flybys, says Kenneth? You could even just reuse the moon returner. I could probably even just use the moon returner, or even the first one that was supposed to go to the moon, because the Delta V and for just a flyby of Minmus it's nothing. It's nothing. But I don't think I want to make that decision right now. I think what I want to do is have another live stream break. We've been here 2 hours now, 2 hours and 15 minutes. Feels a little bit quick. I think we waited a while to take the first live stream break, but it's a lot of stress, landing and then coming off of the moon and then coming home and then immediately running an extra mission, because they're like, if you press the shift button a couple of times and then X will give you 30,000 Kerbins. It's a lot of work. So I need to step away for a minute. I'm going to go now, says Meemog. Thanks for joining us today, Meemog. I hope to see you back here in future. Seems like a good time. But yeah, we're going to take 7 minutes away for this live stream break. When we come back, it'll be about going to Minmus, and I guess we do have to do the flyby without a landing first. If we don't, then we're not taking advantage of all the money we can make off of the contracts. If we just went and landed it, then the next mission they give us for Minmus will be land it. And so, yeah, I guess that's what we've got to do. So stick with me. 7 minutes from now, we will be doing that. I will see you back here. Pawn not out. Check, check, check. The mic's still... Hello, I am the Roninpawn, and welcome back to the Breakdown on twitch.tv/Roninpawn, where we're running Kerbal Space Program, and we've finally done it. Took 4 live streams, but we've landed on and returned from the tricky part, the moon. And now they're asking me to go to Minmus for a flyby, and I'm eager. I'm eager to go out to an interesting body that doesn't suck in the form of Minmus. And I see Jim talking about, I don't get how Americans think wearing a mask outside makes any sense. It's outside. And Kenneth saying, it's the in close proximity to humans that makes the requirement. And Jim says, that's what social distancing is for. So the, I don't know if you've noticed this, in the parts of the world where you live, and I'm speaking to everyone here, but the other day we were out and there was a fella in line behind me to check out who was wearing a mask and decided to stand 2 feet behind me. Like right fucking there, like as close as if there hadn't been, there isn't a global pandemic kind of a thing. And it's like, I don't get that. Like, you put the mask on, so, you're thinking somewhat, you got a bit of a, you're showing that you're aware, and then you're right on my fucking heels? Dude. Like, dude, though. But, dude, anybody else been seeing that, having that? I mean, it's one thing when you got somebody who's not wearing a mask, like, right up on you, behind you in fucking line, and, they're not so close as it feels like you're right on that edge of what's socially acceptable, and turning around and saying, excuse me, would you mind stepping back, bro? But, it's like, just leave the 6 feet, and, 6 feet is equivalent to 4 feet, according to some people, apparently. That's fine, whatever, just, give me some fucking distance. You see the guy who's not wearing a mask, who's also, like, just, has, comes up and leans his arm on you, and that's, like, it's worse, but it's also more like, okay, well, this is an asshole who doesn't care. But you see someone wearing a mask and, like, crowding your space, and it's like, what exactly is going on in your brain? You put the mask on, but then you're gonna be, what's happening there? That, along with the employees of major outlets, I'm not gonna name Meijer or Dollar General, who have, like, masks that they're wearing, like, either just on their mouth and not their nose. So thanks for that's, you got half of it. Or just wearing the mask around their neck. They got the mask on, but it's down here. Hi, do your corporations have any management? One, you're an asshole. 2, do you have any fucking management at these locations, you giant corporate outlets of fucking where it's basically just a warehouse that we walk into and do everything ourselves now? But no, it's the store. And you can't have the fucking employees keep their fucking masks on? Well, brush your fucking teeth, Brush your goddamn teeth. If you can't have your mask on while you're working because your breath's that bad, brush your fucking teeth. I'm stealing it from Simple Flips. Dude, brush your fucking teeth. And wear your goddamn mask, especially working in a fucking grocery store or a small convenience, working anywhere at this point, but Jesus Christ, how do you wear the mask and then crowd my space? How do you put the mask on and then just leave it around your neck? That should be instant fucking fire, You get one warning and the next time you're fucking fired. That's how you run that, okay? One warning, because you could just put it down and then forget about it, oh my God, kind of thing. But I don't get the sense that they're, oh my God, when I'm like, the guy's got his mask around his neck and he's standing in front of the thing that I need, and I'm standing there and, excuse me. And then he's like, oh, okay. And he moves aside, but he doesn't think at all about the human beings, man. I'll be so glad when we get some people working on this human being thing that know how to design a game, because these people don't. They're mega assholes because they think suddenly because they have a mask they can go near us. It's like, dude. I'll be like, where's your manager? I've been leaving so many reviews on Google Maps. You come home from someplace. It's like, how did you enjoy your visit? I'm like, 1 star. Let me tell you some fucking things. My big complaint actually against the local Dollar General is that they recently remodeled the place, which it used to be very cramped, and if two people tried to pass with carts, it wasn't going to happen. They redesigned the place. It's been overhauled. They did it right at the beginning of the pandemic when things were like closing down anyway, so it was like really good timing. Somebody's thinking there. And now the aisles are wide, and it feels like a nice, clean, friendly environment, except that there has never been a visit in my entire 3-4 years now that I've been living here to that Dollar General where I have not had to, like, turn down an aisle, stop, and then go, oh, I can't get down this aisle because either there's an employee with a fucking box cart that blocks the whole fucking space, or one of the employees has left a cart full of the cardboard things in the aisle, and it's like, I know, like, these smaller, especially in Detroit, smaller places that have limited staff because they choose to run them, as threadbare as humanly possible, in order to, make the biggest profits that they can. But, like, with the limited staff, I know that you've got to be restocking basically every hour that you're open, because they don't restock at night. Once the store is closed, the employees are kicked out because we don't want to fucking pay you. So, one, your own damn problem that you made because you won't pay somebody to do the job after hours when it makes sense. But you got to be restocking. Fine, I will accept that you're already doing a shitty thing in terms of running a business. You got to be restocking. There are places that are open 24-7, CVS, Rite Aid. I can go in there at 4 a.m. and I will not find myself like having to go back via a different aisle. Like, you can restock while you're open without blocking the goddamn aisles. Care about what you're doing. I know you don't like the job. I got to take this shitty job. They don't pay enough and all that kind of stuff. Like, what you do in order to get, like, through, not just get through, but enjoy your life when you have to work a shitty job because you just need the money. You don't really want to be doing this. The way that you do that is you care about the little thing that they've made you responsible for. And you do it as good as you can, and you refine your process, and you find all of the little, like, corners that can be cut off, not to lose quality, but to do it faster, more efficiently. You hone that shit, and then that'll take you like 6 to 8 months to really feel like you've mastered every aspect of this. And then you get so frustrated with the job now that you've mastered it, then you put in your 2 weeks notice. But, like, while you're doing a job, even a job that you hate, do it as well as you possibly can. Make it your own. You can be flipping the bird to fucking management and the corporation you have to work for the whole time. Whatever it is that you're responsible for, you figure out the best fucking way to do it and constantly make it better and constantly make it better and constantly make it better. And then you're not spending your whole day thinking about, I wish I wasn't here. Because you are active in what you have chosen to do. Even when it's something that you feel you don't have a choice over because you just need the money and they were hiring. You get to live a better life. And because you're living a better life, because you're doing it as best you can, your better life will, rub off. Hopefully not physically. 6 feet and wear your fucking mask, but it will rub off on the people around you, and the place will be better. The people who you interact with will be nicer. Everything gets better if you just do your fucking job. Even if it's one that you're not being paid enough for, you wish you didn't have to do it the best you fucking can. And your life and everyone else's lives will be better. That's my Zen for the day. It's the Zen that I offer. And if you really hate the place so much that you can't fucking be bothered to do the job, then don't fucking take the job. And if you're gonna take the job, and I need the money, so I got to, then fucking do the job when you do the job. It's your choice to walk into a place that you don't want to be and do a thing that you have to do for money, whether or not you're going to spend the whole time lamenting the fact that you're there and wishing your life were different, or whether you're focused on what you're doing and enjoying the fact that at the end of the day, the end of a couple of months, you feel like an expert in this, and then when you finally do tell management, go fuck yourselves, you never paid me enough for this, you can go into, and by the way that you stock these things makes no fucking sense. You look at my aisles, you will see. You can have even more vindication for you do not realize what I am worth, and good luck without me. See, so you can get the vitriol, pessimism, and the good. Like, everything good comes from just caring about what you're doing while you're doing it, no matter what it is. That's my suggestion. These lessons from a man who plays video games for a living. Yes, but I care, which is why I complain. I care that Kerbal Space Program, the fucking missions that they give you don't make any goddamn sense. The times they give you, the comms net is too goddamn complicated, shouldn't be patched. The fucking bugs when you go to start a game, and then the fact that you right click on a thing and it holds it up on screen. Hey, cool feature. Maybe don't turn the fucking color and brightness down on it by 50% so I can't fucking see the thing after I'm holding it on screen so I can see it. Okay, well then we'll make it less dim and less legible. You fucking idiots. That's why I complain, because I care. I'm giving 120% of shit to the people who deserve it as I play the goddamn thing. And I'm not blocking the aisles, and make sure that space debris is kept to a minimum. And I will do that as well. I'm already thinking about that probe that it functions, but it's in a weird orbit. When we get a claw, I'm going to get up there and I'm going to grab that son of a bitch and push it to an orbit that makes sense. Anyway. So, we're going to go to Minmus, we're going to do a flyby of Minmus, and we have enough science to buy one of these tiers. Huh?
I thought we'd learn about space engineering, but actually we learned about life.
Say thank you for the cheer. I love miniaturization. I love it, but this is nothing. This is a stack separator for small things, an adapter for small things, an adapter for small things. Ooh, you get the docking port. And that thing that I've been told, don't even care. I don't know what it is. I don't think I need to know. I love miniaturization when you start giving me smaller engines like the Spark, and the Ant liquid fuel engine, and the Might solid fuel booster. It's very small, I suppose. And the Baguette. External tank? This part one, a modern art design. What do you contain? Sorry? LFO. It contains LFO. Okay, not a lot of it, but it does contain it. And the Oscar B. And monoprop. But we wouldn't have anything that would use the monoprop, so... Like, this is a liquid fuel, this is a liquid fuel, and then you give me the ability to carry monoprop, but I don't have any engines that can use monoprop. What comes in here? Skip big things. Big. Down here, fuel systems. It's tanks and it's transfer. It's fuel transfer, which would mean being able to do stageable rockets. That's actually a big deal, even though I'm sitting here thinking I don't want it. And look at all this shit! What is this? Advanced construction, well, we get fairings. 1.25 fairings. Okay, but look at all the fucking shit they're putting in there. This, just dump a whole bunch on me? What's that one? 1.875 fairings. Okay. That's a ton of shit. I mean, I am paying more for it at this point, but Jesus Christ. And then there's all the plane stuff. We still haven't gotten aviation, so we should do that. Landing would be bigger heat shields and better landing legs, and the escape system, extra large parachute, and landing gear would be our first wheels. Advanced flight control. Surely they have wheels in aviation. Yeah, but they're the little plane wheels. Okay, landing, so then it would be advanced flight control. Bigger SAS, bigger reaction wheels rather. 15 torque on those, be very helpful. Lander can. Some more monoprop. This one gives you monoprop and fucking a way to use it. Hey, there's a thought, huh? This tier? This is pretty cool. The pomegranate reentry module. Crew capacity of 3. Okay, so we would have the 1, 2, and the 3 variants, and then the Mark II command pod? I've never... Will you fucking stay up? I've never seen this. Is this a new thing? Mark II command pod. Seats 2. Maybe it's just that they redesigned what it looks like, or... And it's got much more electric charge. The reaction wheels are the same. It's seats 2. Is the important thing there.
Alright, Pawn, I'm chat him off to bed. Got a life-changing meeting in like 6 hours. Thanks for the stream and I'll catch y'all next time. 3 show love 100.
I'm sorry, 3 show love 100? Me too. Thank you so much, Insights, for the cheer, for hanging out with us, for moderating a bit. I'll see you next time. Have a good night. Have a good meeting, whatever that is. You know, is it with a girl or a job? Or it doesn't. You just get to bed. Don't think too much about it. Space exploration would be hitchhiker. which is capacity of 4. It's 2.5 meter part, though, so you'd have to start making big rockets. Ooh, our first proper wheels. First proper wheels, we get ladders, we get cargo storage unit, inventory slots, 3. I don't... 20% more effective than a picnic cooler and some duct. So it's small? Like super small in comparison to the other one? I don't know how you're supposed to get that down. And then an experiment control station, which is part of a whole thing. And then miniaturization, which we looked at before. So I could get the little rockets, which would allow us to do some really cool shit with probes. Man, when you get the little engines, there's so much you can get done with like one probe. It'll have like 6,000 delta V on it because it's so efficient in its burn. So that's tempting. If we focus on what we do on Minmus, like having fuel ducting, is really fucking tempting. All this stuff, okay, whatever. I don't even care. What's that? I don't even care. Fuel ducting, baby, and fuel ducting. So that's a big pull on my heartstrings there. And then having fairings would be nice, but I don't think we need them yet. So everything else below here was something that was like, nifty, but meh. But, so I guess for me it's down to fuel ducting or small engines. And considering the fact... last spamming them out. What did you spam, Insights? What was your spam? Did you spam? That's it? Alright, you're out. But then you're still here. Leave! I'm kidding. Appears he's auto-strutted me to the rocket anyway. What? Cargo storage unit is for breaking ground surface experiments. Okay. Okay. For me, I think this choice does come down to smaller engines or fuel ducting. Fuel ducting will allow us to do asparagus staging, and that's a huge thing to be able to do. You know, it makes it way easier to go everywhere. But, since we are going to be putting a probe in a flyby of Minmus, it has to return though, doesn't it? It has to return, though, doesn't it? Let me double check on that. Active mission. Return to Kerbin from a flyby of Minmus. Yeah, so I can't just leave it out there. I could have 2 of them on there. I could have one that comes back and one that gets left in orbit, but that's beyond the scope of the mission. So considering that I can't leave it out there... Yeah, I shouldn't be leaving it out there. I think still the engine. Because the spark engine will be very helpful at Minmus, you know. It's almost necessary for a proper landing without, like, massive thrust limiting on the other engine. I think this is what we get. Are we all good with that? Hologram 1 says, do small engines. Mouse 8 says, do adorable mini probes. I love little mini probes. Send probes to Minmus for easy science with many delta visas. Yeah, that's what I'm leaning toward. I think I'm going to take it. It's took. Now, we could also get aviation... but I'm not building a plane right now, so I won't, which means we're just going to sit on our 68.7 science. It gets us that much closer to the next tier. And is there another mission we can take while we're going out to Minmus for the first time? Satellite and polar orbit of Kerbin. Tourists. Observation surveys of the moon. Satellite in the moon. Test a decoupler splash down at Kerbin. It's not worth the effort to try and make it happen. Position satellite in specific orbit of the moon. Adjust the thing for the thing and the stuff and the guys. It's free money, but Ferry VIP, Ferry VIP, Ferry VIP. Let's look at this adjust the thing, because I want to know if they do take math like Kenneth was saying in terms of what it should be able to do. So I presume the blue line is where they would want us to reposition our current one, and it would be slowing it down. And this is the fucked up one. This is not the Keo synchronous one. Okay, I'll do it. Free money. Pawn, please give what? Options to save channel points for XD. What? What? Stream is going to absolutely kill my healthy sleep rhythm, and I'm in fact dead tired because it's 1 a.m., but I'm not giving it. Sleep is for the weak. Well, then, you know, I'll be sleeping later then, because I'm definitely... I'll take the free money. We'll do it right now. We'll do it before we leave, and maybe they give me something else where that was. I want to build up to, like, the Minmus mission. Let's just get some of the easy stuff out of the way here. So that'll be you, presumably, Comsat 1 Mark 1. Let's go fly ya. And hopefully this position is something that we can do. And if it isn't, then I will be able to yell at Kenneth for having assumed that the game is smarter than it is. We have no oxidizer or liquid fuel in this craft. So, Kenneth! We can't do this mission. There is no way for me to do the mission of which they ask. The game is not smart enough to check and see if it's even possible for you to do it. You have to check yourself. And I didn't. I was contradicted about the satellite reposition contracts taking Delta V into account. Were you? It seems that way, doesn't it? Does seem to a little bit that way. So all we would have to do is take up a craft that would grab onto it and then push it into the place that they want it, and they'd give us 10 grand for it. Does it hurt my reputation? It probably does. I don't give a fuck. I'm throwing it away, and we're going to Minmus. And Mr. Vattendahl, thank you for the subscription. Mission control, active, view. Yeah, decline. Three fucking reputation? 3. It only gets me 1 if I take it, it's 2 if I fail it. If I decline it after I take it, it's 3. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself, will ya? Yeah, expires in 4 years. I can't be bothered. It can't be asked. It's gonna cost me 4,000. Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it. Send up a Kerbal to use his jetpack. It's an idea. Fuck it. We're exploring Minmus, and there's no other contracts worth taking. No. Balls to it. We're going to Minmus, everyone. Probably have 5 years to finish it. Yeah, but I don't fucking care. I don't want it. I don't want it. So what are we gonna do then? We might as well send a Kerbal up. Yeah? Not have to worry about communications range and shit. Might as well send a Kerbal. It's been a while since a little green person flew a ship in this program. Be nice to get some crew reports from around Minmus as we pass it. So, you're going to want to come home, is a thing. You're also going to want to bring as much science as we can have. And here's the thing. I was talking about I could upgrade so that we are able to, something in the other. Where the fuck is the thing? In the bay. There it is. I was talking about we could upgrade both facilities so that we could do EVAs, which would be worth more science for our guy to be able to do EVA even on a flyby. But it would also allow our guy to get out and take the science out. Also, for going to Minmus, I'm going to want... I don't have any put it on the edge of the planet and burn tricks for getting out to Minmus, so I'm going to want mission planning. So this might be the time to spend 300,000 on doing both of those things before we launch this one.
You have enough to hire a new Kerbal.
Well, who needs them? You know, they just get in the way anyway. I don't know if you've noticed or not. Thank you, Gervasian, for the money. No. It's good that we're like there though, that we can replace Val, who quit us, she quit us. It was her. She did it, not us. We didn't. We always loved her. So that, and then on the other side we'll have the barometer. And then if I C and then drag, then you'll actually snap to like the center and be floating, because, you know, it's a really well-designed game that took years to get to 1.0 and now has been 1.0 for years. So why wouldn't it work exactly like this? You're fine where you are, fuck it. So we got the science. I would want to take, here's the thing, I would love to take a Science Junior to Minmus on this. If we did, then my plan would be to just bring this back, because we know that this will make us too unstable as we return an atmosphere, which would be the reason why we would want to upgrade the facility so our Kerbal can EVA, because they could jump out, grab the science, and then we come back and we leave that shit in, you know, floating in space. We drop it into the atmosphere and it burns up. Who gives it? Who cares? I mean, Val was in the way. She was in the way of the planet, you know. if she would have just gotten out of the way, then she wouldn't have hit her. I mean, she wouldn't have landed on it safely, and whatever line of horse shit is we're selling to these people at this point. So, fuel tanks. I hope I didn't get any adapters, did I? We'll find out. Give me the engines, because the engine that we want is the little spark. If I can have it, if I can use it, if you'll right-click and hold it open. Game that's been out for ages. That is very small, though. And without any adapters, it's going to fuck with our aerodynamics and stuff. Hello. That's the wrong kind of adapter. I don't think I've got any adapters. We're going to give it enough fuel to do a lot. Now, with this and this in vacuum, it's only 757 meters per second of delta V. So that's not enough. We want more than that. Could go with the Oscar B's too. No, one more than that. So if I give you that, 1,330 meters per second of delta V in that craft, and the TWR is 0.7. We have to be in vacuum to use that engine. Using that even just for transfer will take a long fucking time. But that's 1330. Just for comparison's sake, the Terrier is 1237. And the fact that I don't have adapters actually makes it like why I shouldn't like even bother using this. I could put some ants on too. They're radially attached, right? I could just slap them on. You know, if we just and then 4 of you guys, the corners, yeah, could do that. How's our TWR now? It's well, you all of you together. Almost 0.96 with four of those. Huh? Okay. And it's down to 1280, so it's actually now less efficient than the Terrier. Or right around it, I didn't remember. Let's see. I don't know, I might just end up using this guy. I might just end up using that, because it's going to take so long to make the burn, and then if we don't have something that does a Rockamax brand, from what size to what size? I don't know. I guess I'll just have to pay money for it to find out. From big to bigger, which I also have over here, but you store fuel. Okay, so I see why that would be of desire to me. Yeah, in the aerodynamics of it, and the potential for wobble and that kind of a thing, I don't have anything that would make that work, do I? God, I love how this game unlocks things that you can, technically you can use them, so long as you've gotten all of the other tiers that you're also going to need. You know, you're only paying 90 science for them at this point, so you should have to spend 270 to actually be able to use any of the shit you get. Right? Hey! Yep. We put our money into it, and it's not of use to us yet. It will be in the long run. So I'm just going to give you... No. I am going to stick with, for this flyby, the Terrier, which in vacuum, 1237. In vacuum, 1237. Okay. Disappointing. Quite disappointing. Which moon are you going to? Minmus. Just for a flyby. And in fact, what's the TWR on this in vacuum? TWR 1.87? We could just have we should just have two, well, no. But, like, what if I put a shit ton more on here? You got 2,000 meters per second of delta V. You don't need that. I don't think, anyway. For a flyby of Minmus. We'll look at our delta V map later, but for now I'm going to build it like this. You. And then a lifter stage. Throw the swivel on here. Not the Reliant, but the swivel. Okay, so you've got 2,298 meters per second of delta V. We would need about 1,000 more, or 900 would do. So some radial decouplers, if you don't mind. Wonder how many I'll need. 2 of those, and how much do the thumpers give us? 2 of you guys. 1,258. 683. And if we go with 3, 908. So that should get us almost over. You know what? I want to do the big guys. I want to do yeah, let's do the big guys. So it'll just be 2 of them, be on the sides like that, and let's bring up the thumpers. Okay, I haven't been doing much of the thumpers. Let's thump it. All right, there's probably a reason I haven't been doing much of the thumpers. Less stability, hard to control, big heavy thing on the ass end of your ship, stuff like that, probably, maybe. So that's the thumpers. They've got 1,254 meters per second at delta V plus 2298. That is the 3,400 that we need, and that's at sea level. So it's actually more than we need. I do 3 liquid fuel boosters on the side for my super heavy lift rockets with Reliant engines on them. Swivel in the middle. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool, especially with fuel ducting and stuff. We don't have that yet, but that's a good idea. Is the calculator set for sea level or VAC? Oh, Christ, we're in vacuum. So altitude at sea level, it's now 1,796. You're right. 1,796 plus 1,000, that's 2,800 and some, 2,850 or so. By the time we get out there, we'll still need it'll probably be 3,000, 3,100. We'll need 300 meters per second at delta V out of the upper stage in order to finish it off. We're a little bit too tight for comfort. How's our TWR looking for the lifter stage? I love that it just pops out and goes away all on its own. Isn't that just fucking lovely? So 1.48 on that. You would break off with that, and then you do that and come home. Sure. 1.48. We can afford to put a little bit more fuel on here. Let's see if we can wedge in one of the 200s, or if that TWR is going to be too little. And again, they've collapsed. So I'll just click them again. So the TWR on that, no, now, and you rearranged my staging. Thank you. So you, and then break those off, and then go to you. It's 1.35. That's a reasonable amount, and that is almost 3,000 delta V, which in going up probably turns into 3,200. We only have to spend 200 or less to finish off the orbit, and then the upper stage, in vacuum, we have 1,200 meters per second at delta V. Now, to get to Minmus, what we require just for the flyby is 1,000. Well, it's 1,100. 1,100 delta V for the flyby, and then we do have to actually return. So there's that. And this has only got 1,200 meters per second of delta V in it as currently built, which is not cool. How much liquid fuel do you carry? It's a biggin. It's a biggin. Do they need to be fuel ducted though, is the question. Doesn't say. It says 1715 meters per second of delta V by tacking those on. And really we only need 1 of them. Could I shove it in the bay? We don't have room in the bay. Okay. Pawn, don't be silly. Don't be silly and make it harder to fly. Just a little bit more fuel. Just a little bit more fuel here. In fact, if we're gonna do that, you silly, it's a little bit less than this in terms of weight and TWR and everything. And thank you for continuously. So that's 2,000. That's way overkill. Yeah, the 2 of you, and then you in vacuum. This is 1,683 meters per second. That is fine for going to Minmus and coming back. However, now our lifter stage is lifting more, so the TWR at sea level is... You broke my staging again. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing that every fucking time. At sea level, our lifting stage is now at 1844 and 963, not quite 3,000. Or actually right at 3,000, because the 600 is the 800, and then it's somewhere right around there. And the TWR is down to 1.29, which is still fine for the liquid fuel. When we switch over, we'll have quite a bit of speed. Are you the engine? What are you? You're a fuel tank. TWR, 1.24, we can still push that, and the SRBs are pushing fine. So that's up to 1921 plus 938. That's reasonable. That's reasonable. We've got so much extra up here. It's all reasonable, basically. Take the whole thing, lift it so that you're not penetrating the ground. Very tall craft. Very tall craft. Make it look more phallic, please. Will do. The delta V in the second stage will be higher since it will be about 10 kilometers up. Indeed. Indeed. I'm guessing for that, you know. I still don't think that we'll make orbit with it, but we'll be close. I think we'll get 3,200 delta V out of it, and then we'll need 200 DV out of the upper stage to make it happen. Fins, Redneck Gaijin. Yes, fins indeed, and it's gonna, you know, there's still weight to be tacked on here. But I think this is probably fine in terms of the amount of delta V that we want for coming up. So, been having a lot of luck with the big winglets, with the ones that have their own control surfaces on them. That said, this is gonna have to detach in just the right way if that's gonna work. That's gonna work. Like, they're gonna have to break off. They're not quite penetrating, but they're so goddamn close, aren't they? Look at that, just narrow gap between the two of them. If they push off in the wrong direction, we gonna be fucked. What I could maybe do is if I went to rotation on you, and then turned off snapping. Don't want snapping on for this. I might be able to just angle. Oh, you're gonna do it. It's the wrong kind of symmetry. There is a way to control the type of symmetry that it's using here, though, right? Middle click symmetry mode. Yes. So, were I to pull you up, you're still not... Is that the way that you're supposed to be doing? I'm looking for the opposing symmetry. You're doing it the same on either side. Like, the other symmetry mode is supposed to be... Take it off. It's supposed to be like, as though it's a plane. Oh, because you're... Because you think it's on this... I see, you fuckers. I get you. So, to rebuild the craft on that side in order to get this to work? Fuck it. Fuck it. Who cares? Just back to something like that. Raise you guys up a little bit. It'll probably be fine. Yeah, it'll probably be fine. You know what I might be able to do is if I just like push you guys in a little bit more, then that should... less chance for it to bounce off of it. If I'm steering well when it goes off, it'll go off. It'll be fine. Put the wings the other way, you're going to rip them off like that. What other way? Put them on the other side, they'll be like the other. If you one-side those boosters, you'll be sad. Yeah, I don't... just a little bit. I was just going to angle them up just ever so slightly. One little tick, you know, maybe two little ticks without snapping on one side kind of thing, and then see what happened with the body lift and those being... It would be like, you know, lifting off the 1701 day Star Trek, you know? There's two nacelles up there. That was aerodynamic for them, apparently. So it should have worked. I thought it could have been fun. Just do find low 2 fins high. Just do 2 find low 2 fins high. Just do 2 find low 2 fins. Just do 2 fins? What? Center of mass is there. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. It will be fine. Or it will be fine. The O15, it will be fine. To Minmus. She's sweet. And that's why it'll be fine to her, because she's so sweet. She wouldn't be like, oh, but your ship is built like this. She wouldn't even say it. She wouldn't even bring it up. She's sweet. She's nice. Sentence structure bad. Phone can't type. I understand. So again, staging, broken. Cool. Cool on the broken staging. You to there. So you to you, and then you break off at the same time we fire those engines. And again, fucking come out. So SRBs fire at a TWR of 1.73. Let's lower that. SRBs fire at 1.4. 0.46, alright, 1.46, whatever. They fire, we break off the SRBs, we switch over to liquid fuel, which is a TWR of 1.21, which will be just enough to keep our speed as we're making our turn down the ball, and then we drop that whole lower stage and switch to this. No. No. What you are supposed to be up here, and you are the one that drops off, and then we switch to that engine, and then when we're coming back, we do that and that. Now, what we don't have, I've just realized, is we don't have an antenna. It being a flyby of Minmus, and we have upgraded the tracking station to level 2, I think I can get away with just having a Communitron. I might even... No, you weigh more. I think I can get away with just having a Communitron. So, we'll put this where I usually... I'll put it somewhere for you. Where were you at? So that's... Oh, right, because it's a new game that still has some bugs in it, so you can't place it if there's something attached to it. Fuck. What symmetry mode are we in right now? There you go. That's the right kind, I think. And then you, like that, flip you up, drop you there, extend you, and then rotate you. So, well, no, it's going to need to be more, because you're going to need that to be in a bit. To about there, and then rotation. Perfect. And then you can just over there be, I guess. Do you guess? I guess. You know what I'm going to do actually with these? Is I'm going to do this. I'm going to put both of my science instruments over here so that we are misweighting the craft on the side that we want to turn down. Yes. It's a tiny amount, an insignificant amount that we are misweighting the craft. But so that gives us an antenna. Close you up. You should be able to come back in atmosphere. We have brought you back many times, this basic construction. I really should have made a sub-part out of it so I don't have to make it every time. And then, yeah, we come back with that. Should be fine. That command didn't do thing right. Well, what command? Paul, why does your rocket look so goddamn much like mine? Because... What? No, my rocket is unique. It's individual. It's studied abroad for a couple of years. It's had a whole bunch of life experiences that aren't yours. Shut up. Again, check the staging. Oh, good, you've broken it again. So you drop those, you then start this up. Well, you drop that, and then when we're on our way back, we do that, and then the parachute comes out, and we all come home, and we're safe and we're alive, and it's no big deal. It'll be fine to Minmus. It'll be fine to Minmus. I think we're ready to go. The top part is 100% identical with the angled antenna. Oh, really? So save it, and who's gonna fly it? Well, we're gonna need a pilot, and there's just the one of them. So, we're ready to go, but what we need to do is buy into the things that we want to buy into. We don't need to before we leave, but we might as well before we leave. In fact, let's go to the next day. Morning me, please. Could I get a morning? Morning. Morning, everyone. Morning. Morning. Sleep well. So the upgrades that I would be going for are,
My grandma and your grandma were sitting by the fire. My grandma told your grandma, I'm gonna set your flag on fire.
That's what I need. That's what I'm thinking about buying, is a flaming flag. Thank you, Tremacian. My grandma and your grandma. So, If we want to be able to do EVAs, then we'd upgrade this. Kerbal can EVA on mission and can place a flag. It would be really nice. We're going to need that for the way that we designed the ship. The other thing that we're really going to need is the ability to do flight planning so that when I go, so that I can set up a maneuver node to go to Minmus, because I don't know how to get to Minmus without a maneuver node. So you for 150k, and you for 150k, and we're broke again, friends. But, you know, the buildings got slightly bigger. Maybe the model might have sort of changed somewhere. Wait, no, let me use the keys to get there. Nailed it. Right there. That's the... Oh, shit! And then I twisted it. But yeah, those two... Look at that. That's how fast the keys move. It's just come out. They're still working on it. But yeah, we're ready to go then. So launchpad me. And this was the 15th ship, hopefully. It will be fine to Minmus. Okay, there's another 15th ship. Shit. It was such a good... We're using the name over again because it went so well. Launch that vessel. Put it on the craft. Maybe try to avoid crashing into the buildings for a little while, Pawn. Okay, I will do. You know, because you get so much speed when you hit those arrow keys. Could just blow things up, couldn't you? Don't fall over, don't fall over, don't fall over, don't fall over. SAS on, throttle to full. You know, the Space Center, it's being upgraded. There's there's the tracking station. Don't know why we have so many CommsNet problems when they couldn't even be bothered to, you know, do a proper model for a second tier track. They just put shit around it to block some of your communication. I don't know what that's about. Are we ready to go? I think we're ready to go. This is the 16th ship, named number 15 for reasons. I think we're ready to go. What are we doing again?
Yeah, you always tend to forget, don't you? You're going to Minmus.
Oh, right. We're going to land on Minmus, plant a flag. That's why I got them the EVA.
No, you're going to fly by it. Don't even circularize the damn thing.
Then why am I bringing all of this Delta V?
I can't answer these kinds of questions for you, Pawn. No one understands the inner workings.
It's because I'm mysterious. I'm mysterious.
To the sun.
1!
You counted for him. You counted. To the sun! 1! Boom. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Shermacian, for the cheer. So, we're going up, which is generally considered a good thing in space. In terms of science, there's actually a lot of things we could get. Our first EVA report, we could have got one on the pad. We could have... I need you to lean down a little bit to the right, my friend. A little bit more to the right. Halfway through the solid fuel stage here. 2.3 kilometers already, and a lot. Okay, I want to be very stable when I go to drop these SRBs. A lot of speed. Like, too much speed. Too much speed. Be very stable when you go to drop these SRBs. And 400 and some meters per second at 8 kilometers. And... we did not blow ourselves up. We have just enough TWR to keep pushing on the speed that we've just made. Let's start turning down at 12 kilometers. Come on, baby. Don't tip on me. Don't tip. Pull down, though. Pull down. Pull down the ball. Down the ball is where you want to go. Yep. Down the ball. You're going to love it. Trust me. Down the ball is the place that all the cool kids like to hang out. There you go. I want, like, a decent attempt at orbit for the first time in a while. Let me get the apoaps and periaps up. Apoaps at 40-some kilometers, rushing up toward 50 pretty quick. This is going to be a better orbit than I've done in a minute, is my sincere hope. My sincere hope. I was terrified of the craft for a while. Every one of them kept spinning over. I gotta get my mojo back. Or my groove, depending on what Stella's up to right now. 61k on the periapsis, or on the apoapsis right now as it's coming up. I'm burning very hard on my, just on the horizon, on the ball. 64k on the apoaps. We're gaining quite a bit of speed now. This is good. See, this is how you want to do it. Get right down on the right down on the over there is what you want to do for this. Still got lots of Delta V. Apwaps at 68 kilometers. Apwaps at 69 kilometers. Apwaps at 69. Apwaps at 70 kilometers. I'm going to start banking down, and I'm going to keep burning. I've banked down. Okay, we're back at 69K on the Apwaps. Let's pull it back up a little bit right there. So just a little bit under the horizon, and I'm going to keep burning. I'm just burning, burning, burning. Burning, burning, burning. Burning that midnight oil. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, there we go. There we go. Fuck it, keep burning. No. We'll leave that behind though. So that is a continuous burn until we are completely out of the lifter stage, which got us an Apwaps of 75 kilometers with a periaps of negative 129. It can be very efficient to do those, you know, if you can do them well. That don't look too hard at what I just did, but it was close. It's pretty good. So F5 from here, and get us up into space with this, because we don't need any drag on this lifter stage, or on this transfer stage. Get up to the Apwaps, and we'll finish off this circularization, and then we'll be on our way to Minmus. Friends. Oh, we're in space for the first time. Which means, for the first time we're in wow, we were a fair bit away from that craft, which means that somebody can get on out in space for the first time. Jebediah Kerman, welcome to space. Tell us about it. What's it like, son? You didn't say, you don't have anything to say? I know it's just like an emptiness of stuff, but surely, like, this is one small breath for... No, nothing? Nothing? Okay, we're very, very far away from the craft again. Why is that going on? F5.
Did you put solar panels on this ship?
I didn't put any solar panels on. We'll be fine. It will be fine to Minmus. We already decided that. I will just be careful about, you know, everything. Because that's my middle name, is careful about everything. Everybody knows that about me. Hold that Apwaps up, hit that engine. Periaps is immediately above the surface of Kerbin and being pulled. And no, wrong way. I steered a little bit, we're fine. 79 and 75, friends. We are in orbit around Kerbin with 1,441 meters per second, an engine that does not generate electricity, and we are draining it with SAS. So there is that. Now there's apparently going to be a whole bunch of EVA reports that we can take, because we're going to be passing over different places. I don't know that I can be bothered for too many of them right now. EVA report, this one's over the grasslands. You say nothing about it, only give me 4.8. You're miserable, Jeb. You're miserable. And for some reason the camera wants to be 1,000 miles away from the ship every time I switch scenes. It's fine. What we need to do is go to Minmus. So Minmus, set you as the target. Thank you very much. And then I don't know when I would leave for Minmus, so what I'm going to do is now I can make my first maneuver node, because we unlocked the tracking station. No, we unlocked the mission control. Somebody who has a job is doing this for me. So we'll blow out our first ever orbital maneuver. I'm going to go way out there, Pawn. It's Minmus that you're going to. We're not going to use the moon. We're not going to try and kick to the moon or anything. Okay, but we're kicking to the moon right now. So out to there, and really you'd want to angle that down, but it's easier to angle it down once you get out there. Let's go a little bit further, because I can't quite see. Get it to there, somewhere near the ball, and then I will grab it and I will drag it. Aha! We've got ticks. We have ticks. That's apparently going to be actually very close in terms of where the Apwapsis is and where the ticks are. There we're getting an encounter. If I spin a little bit more to this side, then we're actually hitting Minmus, which is good. No, we're very close though, right? Target position at closest approach. Spin you a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Just being in the general direction is fine, basically. Are you... Just whatever, man. And then if I do this, there. Okay? Good enough? Maybe? Good enough. We'll leave from there then, and when we get out to about here, we will twist so that we're coming in at Minmus, you know, on its plane of, oh, we're actually hitting Minmus at a very good time. Yes. Quite good, in fact. And we have a periapse at Minmus with this, oh, God, I did that well. I did that well. F5, and let's go do that thing now. Can I do the, you know, go to the next maneuver thing now? Right-click and left-click, and I can warp here. Right-click. I'm not gonna fuck around with it. That's how you end up accidentally deleting your maneuver nodes, and then things suck. So, flyby of Minmus. That's all we're here for. That's all we gonna do. Out to you. Apparently we will be burning... Ooh, is that that's the right direction, right? Here's our target. Okay, SAS on, Jeb. On the target and burn. Estimated burn time of 44 seconds. We need 800 and some meters per second of delta V, which is a lot of what we have in the tank. I should have started that. I forgot to do the T- thing. You start early, and because you know you're going to end late. I'm a silly. It's my first time with the maneuvers again. So, it's fine. Fast forward button next to your maneuver DV readout. You mean for, like, switching to the next orbit kind of thing? I'm aware of that. But I didn't want to wait a day to leave. Wow, it's amazing to think... Oh, you're losing it. You're losing it. Follow your target. Okay, slow it down. Boom! We've got something. I'm going to drop the maneuver node. Don't spend, like, ages trying to get your maneuver nodes perfect. At least with, like, a little transfer to Minmus or something like that, because you'll end up putting in time you don't get back. That gives us a periapse. 2 million. That is a flyby of Minmus and return. Well, we'll see what happens when we're returning. But that does it, and we've got 515 meters per second of delta V left in them there tanks. As we go up, we should have the option to take another EVA report with Jeb. Well, here's one more before we leave. All right, I'll grab it, so you don't keep bothering me. Over the Highlands for 4.8. Thank you. Okay. What? No. Can I? You're on a ladder? Don't be on the ladder. And go. You know what? Actually, F5. Who knows when the game's gonna crash? We know it's gonna happen sooner or later. I don't want the EV report until I'm, like, in space high above Kerbin or something. I can't be asked. I just can't be asked. Are we in space high above Kerbin or something? We're not. I usually don't bother to circularize around Kerbin on my way back, says a guy called Jim. Why would you? Just slam into the fucking atmosphere at full speed. It'll be fine. Before I get too much further away, I should open this, and I should deploy my antenna. I mean, we've got a pilot here, so it makes less of a difference when we're not running a probe, but we should do it anyway. And are we now, like, in space high over? Where are you at, Mr. One-Star General, whatever it was? EVA report. High over Kerbin for 7.2 science. You have nothing to say. Jesus, God. I hope that's just Jeb being, like, kind of... He doesn't speak... He doesn't make words good. And that's just him. He's the one with word-makey good, bad, not. Let's head on out. Let's go. Let's go. At like 2 meters per second from high lunar orbit and drop straight the fuck down. Really? That's... How long's it been since... Was that when aerodynamics weren't a thing that existed? What do you... With the Tier 2, the first upgrade to the communications center, I believe we're fine in terms of communication all the way out to Minmus with the Communitron. I think we're okay on that. I could be wrong. ComsNet is really easy and not stupid to have to understand, so I could be wrong. They should have sent a poet. They should have sent somebody who could say something the first time that they stepped out of a vessel in space. For fuck's sake, Jeb. You know? Think about it a little bit. Have an opinion, maybe. F5 me from here as well. And then we'll zip up. Zip on up. Ascending nodes, descending nodes we don't care about. We're just looking to get captured by Minmus's SOI and come back on this mission. So, It slowed me down, and we have transferred. We are in Minmus's space. And we do have 73% signal strength from Nye Island. Bill's Island. F5. So this is as close as we're going to get to Minmus on this pass, and this is why we brought all of this scientific stuffs. So we're going to do all the scientific... Oh, look, there it is. There it is. Minmus. Little snot bubble you. Ah. Deploy the science. All of it. I could just click deploy all. That would save us some time. Let's EVA report. Did Jeb just ping off into the sun? Did... Jab? Okay, F9. This is why we F9. This is why we F5. It's when Kerbal just decides to ping your astronauts off into orbit of an interstellar body, for no particular reason. This is why we F5. It's why we play the game. So I'm just going to EVA from here. I'll put you up there. I'm going to EVA from here. Hey! You didn't ping off into... Thank you for being here. EVA report now. You recorded your observations again. Has nothing to say. It's... Fucking... Well, maybe when he's in the pod, he'll have some thoughts. Crew report. Can you think of anything now? The lake bed seems relatively flat. Perhaps we could land there. He's just all business. He's all, like, pilot. Maybe I could land over there. You're not in awe of any of this? Your first time standing outside the ship? You fucking... He's a dick. Jeb isn't as poetic as Val. Shame she's elsewhere. Saint elsewhere. She got a role. You won't recognize her because she's had a lot of work done, but she got a role on a new... They're bringing Saint elsewhere back. Really good soap opera. Atmospheric pressure scan. Instrument reads 0 as if it were in a vacuum. Same over Minmus as anywhere else. Okay. Temperature scan. Temperature space can't be done because there's nothing to read it all, heard it all before. Mystery goo observation from above Minmus. The goo feels right at home here. Maybe this is where the goo came from. Maybe the goo that we've been using to sample it is actually just like a little piece of snot that broke off of the little snot bubble that would be landed on soon. Materials study over Minmus. The high radiation environment caused it to glow, and what about we paint the rocket with this? Really? You've been out this long, you can't come up with some more flavor text? All you gotta do is fucking copy-paste it into a notepad file, guys. Come on, F5. We're good. Isn't Saint Elsewhere from, like, the early 80s? I think so. I think it was, like, Twin Peaks kind of time schedule. Slotted in between 90210. And Chips. No, that's a little bit earlier, I think. But okay. We've done it. We've gone to Minmus. We've collected all of the science. And we're going to bring it all home except for what we're not going to bring home. So before we leave, Jeb, F5, don't ping off. Cool. Cool. You're still here. What I need you to do, Jeb, is I want you to grab the science. Collect the data out of the Science Junior. The only way that it's coming home is in your pockets, my friend. Also, I suppose you could take the data out of there and then restore it. And then maybe you could get a... Well, you could... Take the data from you. Take the data from... Where's the other thing? You put them both here, Paul. Take the data from you. Alright, and then jump back in. Now you could get another crew report if there is another one. First spacewalk? The man has nothing to say. No, I'm not going to reward him with a spacewalk. We take him all the way out to Minmus, it's nothing. He's got nothing. Fuck him. You don't get to spacewalk, okay? Yet, anyway. You think of some fucking prosaic words to say for the next flight, and maybe I'll let you spacewalk, you little son of a bitch. Also, keep an eye on our electric charge, because we don't have a lot of it. And that's your fault, somehow. F5 one more time, and we're going to leave Minmus, having come up. In fact, we can watch Minmus as we go. Goodbye, Minmus. It was nice, being able to shout over it. We're just social distancing, is the thing. And apparently, we have left. Ooh, and we can crew report. in space high over Kerbin. It's very round, is it? It's... You can't even see it, Jeb. Now you got things to say, huh? So, on this trajectory, we will be coming down at 90.712 for the periapsis at Kerbin, I think. There's too many things on the screen right now for me to actually be able to see what I want. It's probably... let me just check over here. Yeah, 90.7. So what we're going to do is we're going to head up to our apoapse, and we're going to blow that down into atmosphere. And, yeah. We're going to blow it down into atmosphere, and we will aero brake. There's no problem with doing that, you know, coming back from Minmus, right? I left the entire ablator on this time, and I shouldn't have, but that you know, should work out for us pretty well, given the situation here. SAS. F there. FU. No FU. So, a little bit more time. In fact, with this, I will go ahead and just warp to there, please. Hands off warping. I think I could have done this better myself. Is this the thing with, like, the pressing the keys at Kerbin and we move it at 2 meters per second? This is supposed to save me effort and time, is it? Alright, F5 again. And then from you, the periapse that we can't read because there's just too many fucking things. Alright, 90,712. I'm gonna watch it down here, because that's where I can see it. So, So, what do you think's safe? Not 32. 32 not safe. 32 very not safe. Not a big safety kind of a thing at 32. SAS off. Just wasting electricity flipping back and forth here. Maybe I thrust limit the engines for this. Thrust limit you down a bit. And then we try it again. 33, 34, 35. Go in a 38 like you did from the moon. Safe enough still. I think so too. 37. 38.0, people. There you go. And then put that back up, because once we're in atmosphere, I will try and dump whatever fuel we've got left there to slow us down a little bit from this very speedy return, is what we should be looking at here. A little more. Make it 50k. No, we'll be here for ages, for years, decades even. F5 again. M, and we're going home. Could you just warp me there? No, that's a switch too. Could you just warp me? Right, take me most of the way. Warp to there. Hands off warping. Alright. Alright. It's reasonable. I could have done it faster myself, but it's reasonable. I could have done it faster myself, but then we may have also, like, vroom, and went right past around, so there is that benefit.
New part was added to Kerbal, a fuel dump valve.
Really? What's that for? I mean, dumping fuel, obviously. What's the hammer for? Well, but like, just so that you don't have to carry it into atmosphere, you could leave it in space and that kind of a thing. What a waste of fuel! What a waste of fuel. To be fair to the auto warp thing, Pawn, it's reasonable. It's too reasonable to just go there, get there now. You warp me here. Me here. Wait a second. Are we okay on everything? I've closed up the doors. The battens are hatched, or the hatches are battened. Manual lets me be faster, but less precise. That's true. That's true. You're late, Gohan. We're just coming back from our first flyby of Minmus. What the fuck is that? I don't want to know. Probably don't want to know. Ooh, an EVA report? I don't fucking care. Oh, another EVA report. Wait, F5, because he might ping off into the atmosphere like before. Ah, it went away. You're not gonna get me like that again. So let's up. Boom. The desserts. Boom. Have it. Get back in. What was I gonna do? You were going to open this up, and you were going to retract the antenna properly. It would survive, but you know it's cheaty. Once I noticed it visually, I might as well do it right. We can go ahead and close the doors on this as well. I'm going to F5 from here. I'm going to bring that down with me on our retrograde. If I SAS and tell you to hold the retrograde, Okay, last of our electricity is going to be used up now, but we're fine for it. Once we start hitting some serious atmosphere, I start seeing some serious heating, I will burn out the rest of that fuel, in order to slow us down some and make our descent from 3,300 meters per second just a little bit slower. You can lose the antenna. I didn't know that for the longest time, how useful the Science Junior is. Okay, so there's some heating, but we're not getting heat ticks yet. When we get heat ticks, that's when I'm also gonna switch the camera. You know I like this mode. Okay, heat ticks, so burn it. Burn that engine, burn out the fuel. Yes, yes, yes. Burn out everything that we've got. Fast as you can. Shot for the KSC. Really? Were we on... Yeah, we could land at the KSC. Keep an eye on the friggin' thing, Pawn. Alright, now drop that. Good. Good, good, good. Alright, so now our ablator will be doing its ablates. Just gonna pin that heat shield up over here. And we'll watch. We brought way too much ablator. We sure the hell don't need 200. But coming back from Minmus, we could have been going very, very fast, and it's nice to have the extra. I just forgot about it. If I would have thought about it, I would have taken the weight off, and we would have had more Delta V for the mission. Still going very fast. Oh geez, 35 kilometers at 2,500 meters per second. Safe re-entry here. All going well. It's a handy little burn, wasn't it? Wasn't it though? Feels good to do a good. Especially going out to Minmus. You know, I'm eager to, like, land on it. Minmus is fun. Minmus makes you feel like this game isn't all just trying to beat the game at it, you know, constantly fucking up. Minmus is like, hey, I came to a place, it's visually and, you know, gameplay-wise interesting. It's not this stupid-ass moon. Minmus rewards you in a way that the rest of the game really can't be asked. Where's the Space Center? We should be, like, we're coming right over the top of it somewhere along this coast, aren't we? If we look down, that's, no. Where's this? Oh, it's way out there. Okay. Wrong continent. It'll happen when you're, you know, a spaceman, like I am. You know, you sometimes confuse one continent for another. I don't want to say, you know, they all look the same, continents, but... I don't know what I'm doing. Trying to a little extra racism into that kind of suggestion right there. Minmus is like mint ice cream, right? It's visually entertaining. It's got good like story to it. Good. When you click on the buttons, it usually gives you like some text that isn't just bland. Yeah, that's what I'd expect from you, Jim. That is. Retrograde, and we are coming down in water, so we're fine. We are looking good, looking great. This was an excellent mission. I'm gonna F5 from here, and we're gonna fizz warp ourselves down. No need to care about that heat shield. Well, it was less than 40 of the ablator that we actually needed for that return from Minmus. I think mainly because I did bring the engine with us and slowed down so much. We are over. Oh, okay. Well, pop that parachute because we're actually gaining speed. By falling. Late on that, Pawn. We're fine. At 160 meters, that it was all to plan, just as I'd intended. You really want to blow that parachute a little bit quicker than that next time. Never actually done career mode since Jack MD6. It's awful. It's really awful. I enjoy it. And it's really awful. It's poorly balanced. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's awful, is what it is. Look at that shadow on the water. That's so nice. That's so nice. And we brought back all the science. We brought back every little thing. There's no extra science to collect. We done it. Our first mission to Minmus, ladies and gentlemen. Makes me miss better than starting manned. Oh, I loved the concept of that. I think I tried it once and didn't go that far in it, but I really love the idea of starting with
Why do
probes.
I want pistachio ice cream now?
I don't know. 234 science! A little whipped cream on top, some chocolate syrup kind of thing. 234 science! We got 141.9 science just by flying near Minmus. just by heading out in the direction of Minmus. We just kind of sniffed the air around Minmus, and there isn't any air, so I don't know why we were sniffing, but Jeb didn't have anything to say, so sniffing at least is something. And that's 3 more XP points for him. He does not go up another rank. I don't know what the I gotta do. I think we just gotta go solar, and then he'll go up another rank. Brilliant mission, almost 400k in our coffers yet again, 234.6 science total. And a butt ton of money. Damn, says Jim, indeed. Indeed. Remember all those complaints that I was making about like, you know, they don't give you the things that you need. Like, you get one tier that kind of gives you like half of what you need, then another tier gives you the other like 1/3 of. Well, hey, I got the rocket. I got like a monoprop rocket, but I don't have a monoprop storage, or I got storage, but I don't have a jet for it. We now have enough science to account for the game being poorly designed, which is what we need. Also, we've come to the end of this live stream. We did Minmus. We gotta end on that. For I am the Roninpawn. And I named this live stream, not knowing whether we would get to it or not. I named it something like, there are other moons, you know, hoping we'd get through the moon and get to go to Minmus, and we did. And next live stream, I get to have the fun and enjoy, you know, going to Minmus. Probably got enough money we could upgrade so that they could get... No, that's $1 million. You need $1 million to do that. They can't. They can get out, but they can't ground stamp. Minmus, I look forward to it. You should look forward to it. Thank you for coming out to the live stream. I hope to see you back here next time on twitch.tv/Roninpawn. What's the last 2 words? Pawn out!